Yeah. What's up? It's that boy Coach Malachi Williams in the building. We back. True Media Today, USA Boxing, man. We are back. We back up in here, man. It is what it is. We're gonna have another damn good show. We got a lot to talk about, man. A lot to talk about. I want to talk to you guys about legacy fights. I want to talk to you guys about that. I think a lot of stuff that's missing in today's boxing from an educational standpoint. And me being a guy who is a hardcore boxing fan, that decided to start a YouTube channel as a hobby, and it's still a hobby of mine. I think what's frustrating to a hardcore fan is explaining the importance to a social media boxing fan, or even I don't even want to say casual, because I don't want to you got some casuals that are okay. You got different levels. You have different levels to being a casual. Let's just say that. There's different levels to being a casual. So you have the casual who knows a little something about boxing, and he knows more than the average casual, and you can talk to him and have a pretty good conversation with them. They're willing to learn and listen and give their input. Then you have today's casual, which some of them I like to call the social media boxing fans. They just go with the wind. Whichever way the wind blows, that's what they go to. They don't do any research. They go by what other people say and post and stuff like that. Don't do any research. Just take it and run with it. One day they ride with this fighter, the next day they ride with another fighter. They don't understand the technical breakdown. Styles make fights. They don't even know why. They like a fighter for reasons that have nothing to do with boxing. You get what I'm saying? And when you try to explain certain things to them, to a hardcore boxing fan, it's very, very frustrating. And me being the type of guy, I'm not a teacher, so to speak. I'm not. Because to be a teacher, you got to be patient, stuff like that. I'm the furthest thing from a teacher. Like I am the opposite of patience. Which that's something I need to work on. So it's something I need to work on. But let's give everybody, we're gonna have a good show today. This is gonna be a good one here, boy. It's gonna be a good one. Let's give everybody that's here a round of applause. Shout out to Mr. Golden. What's going on, fam? Shout out to Jamie Rivera. Halim, what's going on, brother? Shout out to Swat Jones. Shout out to my sister Jackie Hernandez. Lil Green Eyes P. Shout out to Ruben Allen. What's going on, bro? Big SARS 31. What the lick read, man? What the lick read? Shout out to Basil. It is what it is, fam. Who else we got? Justin Watson. 2 up, 2 down. Salute, fam. Dade County's finest. Knockdown 305. Flex BX in the building. What's going on, brother? L. Harvey. Let's get into the show. Shout out to my sister, the lovely Miss Lisa Bells. Let's give Lisa Bells a round of applause. Yeah, man. Shout out to Big J. Yeah, man. Lisa been rocking with me since the beginning, man. Lisa remember when I was just a little tadpole. Starting out, she remember that. She remember when I was just a little tadpole swimming in the pond. You know what I mean? Shout out to my sister Lisa, man. Nah, let's get Lisa. You're going to like this one. Lisa. I had Lisa in mind. You're going to like this one. Watch how we tie this together. Lomachenko's last stand. Question I have is this. Yesterday we asked, what will Bill Haney or the Haneys do if Devin Haney were to lose against President Lomachenko? Because Bill do a lot of talking and stuff. Dollar Bill do a lot of talking. You know what I mean? I'm not mad at him. I think he's a wonderful father myself. You know what I mean? So, question I have today, though, is what happens if Lomachenko loses to Devin Haney? We have those out there who feel that Lomachenko can't lose and he doesn't even have a loss on his record. Some people feel that way. Well, he really didn't lose. Okay, whatever the hell that means. Then you have some people that say, hey, man, you know, Lomachenko's 35 years old. This will be his last shot at getting undisputed. If he don't win Saturday, the chances of him becoming undisputed in the 135-pound division is slim to none, because there's a foregone conclusion, especially from an interview I heard from Bob Arum and a couple people, that Devin Haney more than likely is moving up to 135, the 140. So if he can't win Saturday, then what? That'll be his third loss, and then what? And according to what I've been hearing from a lot of some guy, I can't. You know what? Another thing too. I don't listen to haters. I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that. If a person tell me that they hate a certain fighter, like I like D-Block, but he hates St. Davis. So any criticism that comes from the D-Block from Tank Davis, even though I rock with D-Block, I really can't take it serious from an analytical standpoint, even though he may be making some points in a boxing standpoint, because everything he says is based out of his hate. Now, he says he hates with facts, but that's cool. I get that. But that's for any fighter. If someone hates Devin Haney, especially if it's a casual that hates Devin Haney, you know, casual, you mix casual with hate, I never listen to a casual that hates. Because the casual don't know enough. I told you guys, I'm talking about the worst. You have two kinds of casuals, and I explained it to you in the beginning of the show. But I'm talking about that one that's at the latter end. That's more like 85% of them. 15% of the casuals are good. 85% of them are terrible. You can't talk like they talk like they're experts, but they don't know nothing. They the worst. They're the worst. I don't have patience or time for them. But I say all that to say this. It's going to be very, very hard for him to become undisputed anywhere else. Because if you can't beat Devin Haney, and guys who feel Devin Haney is the weak link, you ain't going to beat no Shakur Stevenson. You ain't going to beat no them other dudes coming up, Keyshawn Davis and stuff like that. It's going to get rough, real rough. You get what I'm saying? And he has a tall task this Saturday, irregardless of what a person who hates Haney say. I mean, they know it. They hoping that he don't win, but they ain't gonna bet no money against him. True. They hoping, but they ain't gonna bet no money. You know, they hoping out of their hatred, but they ain't gonna bet no money. I ain't gonna bet no money, man. You know what I mean? So we ought to know what time it is. Lomachenko is one of the most successful amateur boxers of all time, possessing a record of 36-1 in the amateurs. But the writing is on the wall when it comes to Vasily Lomachenko. His fans and his supporters know it as well. That's why they say a lot like, man, the dude too big, or yeah, Loma, he's kind of slipping, man. He ain't as good as he used to be, this and that. Even Timothy Bradley said that. They already laying the premise right now. And then his last fight, some people felt like he lost his last fight against Ortiz. What is it, Ortiz? They felt like he lost his last fight against I think Jermaine Ortiz. You know what I mean? So they're laying the breadcrumbs out right now. But I did see a video where Lomachenko said that he's healthy. He's 100%. He's ready to go. So, and I say this time and time again, regardless of what side of the spectrum you're on, whether you like Haney or whether you like Lomachenko is irrelevant to me. Because me, I'm a content creator, fan of the sport of boxing, been watching it for, 42 years now, 42 years. We're going to watch the fight. We're going to see it, enjoy it, do a recap, and move on to the next fight. It's not that serious to me. Why? Because Coach Malachi, I don't have an emotional attachment to not one fighter that's boxing today. I have fighters that's my favorites and I like, but do I have an emotional attachment to them? No. My emotional attachment is to the old guys. You know what I mean? I say their names all the time. I'm gonna say Sugar Ray Robinson, Hagler. You guys know I love Hagler. I watch Hagler fight. Hagler, Salvador Sanchez. You know what I mean? Just a lot of those guys. You know what I mean? So, the Rafael Gomez's, the Wilfred Benitez's. You get what I'm saying? That's where I'm at with it. The Durans, yada. So that's where my emotions lie at. Loma supporters talk often about what he did in the amateurs. Bob Arum even told Bill Haney that Lomachenko was the best fighter that he's seen since Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard. Bob Arum told Sports Nation Lomachenko is technically the best fighter he's seen since Ali. The key word is technically. And he uses Loma's amateur record of 396-1 to support his argument. Loma fans have, as a matter of fact, Loma fans even say that he's undefeated. I've heard some say that, ignoring the 2 losses that he has on his professional record. Can't make this up. He has won several awards by the mainstream media throughout his career. One in particular is the Ring magazine and ESPN. They named Lomachenko Prospect of the Year in 2013. CBS Sports named Lomachenko, named him Boxer of the Year in 2016. HBO Sports named him Boxer of the Year in 2016 and 17. The Boxing Writers Association of America and the Ring named Lomachenko Fighter of the Year in 2017 as well. As of May 2023, Lomachenko is ranked as the world's 7th best active boxer, pound for pound, by the Ring. So they got him ranked number 7 as pound for pound. Their opinion. It's safe to say that Lomachenko is the mainstream media's darling. And when it comes to Lomachenko, a lot of his fans, they do have double standards. I was listening to some of the phone calls yesterday. I remember my man Two-Tone, the Superstar, called into the show, and he played the race card. I had to go back and listen to the show, and I saw what he said in the chat. He played the race card. Two-Tone, the Superstar, said that Devin Haney has a boring personality. Wouldn't argue with that. A lot of fighters do. While ignoring the fact that Lomachenko has that very same boring personality as well. When asked, why do you have the double standard? Why are you overlooking the fact that, okay, but Lomachenko hardly speaks English. He's not a very animated guy. You know what I mean? He's speaking English better, but he has a boring personality as well. You know, why the double standard when it comes to Haney and Loma? Tone said because Lomachenko is white, he doesn't need that to be exciting, have an exciting personality. I can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Casual. So in my eyes, and Lomachenko's eyes, this is his last chance at becoming undisputed. Why? Because he's 35 years old, and he won't get another shot at the undisputed title ever again, in my opinion. Because if Devin Haney were to win, and he moves up to 140, those belts are going to be scattered. And people like Shakur Stevenson gonna get a shot. People like a whole bunch of people gonna get a shot at those belts. It's gonna be kind of hard to collect them all together again. You get what I'm saying? In my opinion, Lomachenko has made a mistake. I'm gonna tell you why. The best chance Loma had of becoming undisputed was against George Kambosos. He had an opportunity to take the fight, and he would have easily beaten Kambosos in my eyes. Lomachenko would have ran circles around Kambosos. But he chose to stay in Ukraine because of the proxy war that's currently going on between Ukraine and Russia. The war is still going on right now to this day. Nothing has changed. And now Loma is facing a tougher opponent in Devin Haney versus fighting a George Kambosos. At 35 years old, this is going to be the hardest fight in Lomachenko's career up until this point. That's my opinion. Some people feel it's going to be very easy for him. We're going to find out in a few days. Loma has to fight a perfect fight in order to win against Devin Haney. Both fighters have strengths and weaknesses. Lomachenko isn't good against athletic fighters. He doesn't close the distance as good as he used to. That's the slippage that a lot of people see. Size and athleticism give Loma fits, especially at this age. We saw that in his last fight against Ortiz, and we saw it with Teofimo Lopez. Devin Haney is a textbook fighter. There's nothing great that Devin Haney does. He's just a basic textbook fighter, to be honest with you. He's athletic. He's athletic. He has speed. He's really good with his timing. That's one of his great attributes. He has he does have guard and lead control. Got to give him that. And he's deadly accurate. Haney knows how to use his size and arm reach to his advantage. This allows him to land punches at a safe distance without getting hit. Floyd Mayweather Sr. taught Devin Haney this very well. He trained him. So you see a lot of those Floyd Mayweather Sr. tendencies. You get what I'm saying? He trained him very well. Haney's weaknesses is that he has no inside game, and some people say he can't take a punch. He's shitty. You know what I mean? That's where, in my opinion, Lomachenko could take full advantage of Haney on the inside. Pick up the pace, tempo, see what he can do. He's going to have to figure it out, right? But he's going to have to be willing to take chances in order to get on the inside. And Devin Haney knows this. Loma is known for being a slow starter. He cannot afford to have a slow start against Devin Haney. He didn't look good in his last fight against Jermaine Ortiz. And some people even had Loma losing that fight. If Loma can overwhelm Haney with his experience, he will become the new undisputed lightweight champion of the world. If he loses to Devin the Dream Haney, who is currently the youngest undisputed lightweight champion of the four-belt era, then in my opinion, he's done. No more mainstream media hype, no more accolades, no more fair weather fans, right? Because some of these guys who jumping on Lomachenko's bandwagon, they fair weather fans. We see what they did to Ryan Garcia. They jumping on this bandwagon, and as soon as Ryan quit against Tank, they jumped off the bandwagon. They don't even talk about him no more. They became Lomachenko fans now. That's what these 2023 casuals do. You know what I mean? He will be remembered by some as a great fighter, one of the greatest fighters that ever walked into the ring, and he will also be remembered by others as a hype job. Let's get into the show and let's talk some boxing. Let's give everybody a round of applause. Now, before we get it started, I got to say all praise is due to the Most High, the most exalted, the Holy One, the most important human being that was ever created in the world by a lot of people who worship the PBC, Mr. Al.
Well, I guess I got to be like everybody else and sing Al Heyman. I can quit my job now, baby. 6 figures, baby. You feel me? I'm about to
But a name. Do you have a name?
Oh, nah, I ain't got no name,
Name them names, man.
They know who they is.
Name them names, please. The names need to be named.
They know who they is.
The Mexican Monster.
And it is what it is. Once again, it's on. And we want everybody to hit the like button. The phone lines will be dropped early. I do want to get these phone calls. We have 230 likes. We have 230 people currently here. We only have 80 likes. Anybody that don't hit the like button, Riley, get them.
Look, fuck you. Fuck the plane you flew in on. Fuck them shoes. Fuck the socks with the bell on it. Fuck them cheap-ass cigars. Fuck your yuck-mouth teeth. Fuck your hairpiece. Fuck your chocolate. Fuck Guy Ritchie. Fuck Prince William. Fuck the Queen. This is America. My president is black and my Lambo is blue, nigga. Now get the fuck out my hotel room. And if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you.
Now, I'm gonna say this. What I don't like about, hey, shout out to Stewardy D. What's going on, fam? Shout out to my sister, Food Revolution, Solo Dolo. What's happening, fam? Shout out to Keena. Shout out to my brother Keena, man. And my sister Lisa Bells, man. Shout out to Jay Isaac, Larry Lopez. What's going on, brother? Shout out to Basil. What's going on, fam? I want to say this before I drop the phone lines, guys. And I wrote some notes down. I want you to follow me. Vasily Lomachenko is a front foot dominant fighter. These are some of the notes I wrote down, right? Versus Devin Haney, he's a back foot fighter. At Lomachenko's best, he's very good at giving you different angles, feints. He has excellent feints. I forgot all about that. Lomachenko is an excellent feinter, and he's quick. He closes the distance very well when he was in his prime, whatever prime Loma is, right? And we can get that version of Lomachenko. It's going to be a hell of a long day. Loma is a very good inside fighter. Very good inside fighter. Very good reflexes. He has that. A lot of the stuff that I noticed that Devin Haney learned from Floyd Mayweather Sr., who used to train him, that particular style can give Lomachenko some fits. Literally. Guard control, lead hand, lead hand control. Lomachenko's a southpaw, so Devin Haney's going to have a problem with that southpaw. But we'll see. In my opinion, these are some notes I wrote down. If Lomachenko can beat Devin Haney, he will get all the accolades in the world. We know this, right? We know he's going to get all the accolades in the world. if Devin Haney were to win this fight, he won't get no credit at all, in my opinion. You know, if Loma, so really is this fight, you know, I don't care about credit myself, but I'm just telling you how it's going to go. This is what a double standard is going to go at. If Lomachenko wins, he's going to be the greatest, whatever, right? If Devin Haney beats Lomachenko, the people who hated Haney today, they're going to downplay it anyways. Loma was old, this, that, yada, yada, yada. We've seen this before. We've seen this before, right? I'm very, very curious to see what the game plan is going to be for team Lomachenko and team Haney. I'm very curious. What makes this fight so important, guys, and this is to you, the 85% of the casuals who I can't stand. 15% of you guys I like. 85% of you guys are some of the, oh my Lord, like talking to you is like talking to a brick wall. I don't have the patience to talk to you. What makes this fight so important is it's a legacy-defining fight. It's a legacy-defining fight, right? And the reason why you talk about a lot of the old school fighters is because, you know what, man? You know, you talk about them from the legacy-defining fights they had. If you look at your average fighter who you like today, how many legacy-defining fights have they had? Like, who's going to be remembered? You get what I'm saying? Like, okay, I mean, fighters in the 80s, they made money. They wasn't broke, especially if you factor in the inflation. Some of the money that they made back then in comparison to today, they made a lot of good money back then, 80s and 90s. But we talk about guys because who you fight matters. In the world of casuals, it's how many TikTok followers you have, who popping, who litty, who got clout. This is the clout era. This Gervonta Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia era, this is the clout era. Clout has nothing to do with boxing. When you're talking to these idiots, some of these idiot casuals online, it's about clout, who's popping, who's litty. Dude, like, all of these guys are millionaires. What the hell are you talking about? But who you fight matters. That's why this is important. If you ain't fighting nobody, you ain't gonna be remembered. And when people do remember you, they're gonna remember you for not fighting nobody. So this fight is very important to Devin Haney because if he can win this fight, he's gonna have the greatest fighter since Ali, according to Bob Arum, on his resume. So irregardless of what anyone may say, how they feel, the fact of the matter is he's gonna be remembered for that. And if Lomachenko were to win, this will add on, he's a 3-division world champion. This will add on to all of his other accolades. He's 35 years old, became the undisputed lightweight champion of the world, and he beat Devin Haney to do it. Someone that's younger than him, because some of you got, you're gonna use that same argument. Someone that was younger than him, bigger than him, fast, quick, great footwork. You get what I'm saying? So who you fight matters. What I do like about Vasily Lomachenko, Lomachenko understands that. People like Alexander Usyk understands that. A lot of the black boxing fans and a lot of the black boxers, fighters today, I'm saying that specifically. They don't get that. Not all of them, but a good group of them. They don't get it. Well, I'm not going to say a lot. I'm going to say some of them. A lot of the casual black boxers, put it this way, I'm not even going to put a color to it. We're just going to say a lot of the casual boxing fans, they don't get that today. They don't get that you would be remembered by the fighters who you fought. That's what defines your career. You get what I'm saying? They don't get that. And some of the fighters today, they don't get it. You know, it's about clout. Oh, why he calling me out? And some of these dudes,
What's this ball been taking the easy matches, fighting other balls?
you know what I mean? And you know, my fighter did this, my fighter did that. Yeah, but who he fought? Well, he ain't got to, like this era right here, what I hate about these casuals today, they make arguments for why we shouldn't get fights. They build barriers and roadblocks for why we shouldn't get fights in the name of clout chasing instead of building bridges. So this is why I say, 85% of the casuals I don't even listen to. I'm not going to listen to you. You don't know shit. You get what I'm saying? And you can't tell me a motherfucking thing. You might say, but coach, you arrogant in that. Yes, I am. I'm very arrogant when it comes to that. You get what I'm saying? I have to be. I'm holding the line and I don't give a fuck either way. But who you fight matters. So this is a very, very important fight coming up this weekend. I'm buying the fight. We doing a fight party for it. Shout out to Jamie. He said, Coach, you're on the wrong side of the street. Yes, I am. I am on the wrong side of the street, Jamie. I'm on the wrong side of the street, and I'm going to stay on that side of the street. Fuck, I look like going to the side of the street where a casual at. Let's give everybody a round of applause. Phone lines open. 530-494-9636. If you're from the UK, phone line at the bottom, 4420-3769-8745. US number and UK number is strolling at the bottom. You get what I'm saying? So, Brady 12, he said, your mama got to do the one leg up to fight me. Bro, it is what it is. Hey, Brady 12, you hit the nail right on the head. You hit the nail right on the head. Niggas come with all kind of stipulations. And listen, bro, you get what I'm saying? I don't, I don't give a damn, you know what I mean? Like, these dudes don't, bro, who you fight matters. Like, if I ask you a question, shout out to I am Cam Edwards. I think the frustration that some people have with even the Tank Davis, it's like, you got to have those legacy fights. Devin Haney is having a legacy fight today, Saturday. Lomachenko is having a legacy fight. Every fighter, that's how you remember with the legacy fights. If you are a hardcore boxing fan, don't never let a casual educate you on some shit that you know more than him about. True. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Coach, what's going on? It's Coach Eddie from the ATL, brother. How you doing today?
Coach Eddie from the ATL, talk to me.
I got a question for you, Coach. Is there a rematch clause in this fight if Devin Haney were to lose? I got Devin Haney winning, but is there a rematch clause that you know about?
No, I don't.
Okay, and then second of all, if this fight is competitive, it's a real good, legendary, instant classic fight. Do you foresee Devin Haney giving Lomachenko a rematch if it's a good fight?
No, I think regardless of the outcome, I think Devin Haney moving up to 140. I don't have any proof of that, but I think that.
Okay.
But I think that he's moving up to 140.
So you don't think he's gonna stay there at 135 and try to get that fight with Shakur? Or
no, I don't think so.
Okay, but it's a lot of tough customers up there at 140. You think he's gonna be ready for them guys?
I mean, it doesn't matter whether he's ready for him or not. If he can't make the weight, he got to move up to 140 anywhere it go. So just to hurt niggas. If he ain't ready, we're gonna find out. It doesn't matter. You get what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Facts. That's right, Coach. All right, Coach. Thank you, Coach. Good show today, Coach.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Coach Eddie. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Legacy defining fights. I don't want to make this long, but I got a list right here. I got one name I want to put out there. And this is why I don't like comparing this era of fighters to the old school, because the criteria was differently. Back then, they fought more. They fought tougher competition. I think the competition was tougher back then than it was now. Right now, there's not a lot of tough competition. There's not a lot of great fighters in boxing right now. There's a few. There's some good ones, but, there's not a bunch of standouts right now. You get what I'm saying? And then the fighters that's when I say stand out, I'm talking about from a talent standpoint. I'm not talking about this new shit, clout, who popping on the gram. I ain't talking about that. I ain't talking about that casual shit. I'm talking about just, standout guys like that. Some fighters are overhyped. Some fighters are hype jobs, but you always had that. Some fighters are really good fighters. That's great fighters that get downplayed. That is true. But you have to have those signature fights. When I think of fighters who have signature fights, I think of Sugar Ray Leonard, Wilfred Benitez, Wilfredo Gomez, Salvador Sanchez. I think about those things, right? As a matter of fact, I'm looking at Sugar Ray right here. Sugar Ray fought Floyd Mayweather Sr. in 1979. I think Sugar Ray was like 13-0. Floyd Mayweather Sr. was 15-1 or something of that sort. He fought Wilfred Benitez in 1979 as well. The Puerto Rican legend, Wilfred Benitez. He fought Davey Boy Green in 1980, UK legend. He fought Roberto Duran in 1980, Sugar Ray Leonard. These are signature fights. Signature, that's the key word. He fought Tommy the Hitman Hearns. Stopped him I think he stopped him in the 11th round. Was that 11th round or the 14th round? It was the 11th or the 14th. I think it was the 14th round. When Angelo Dundee said, "You're blowing it, kid." He said, "You're blowing it, kid." He went out there and stopped the Hitman. You get what I'm saying? He fought Hagler in 87, won a split decision. Fought Duran again in 89. They was old past their prime. Fought Terry Norris, got stopped. And he fought Hector Camacho, got beat. But, and then you look at Rafael Gomez, Wilfred Benitez. You look at a lot of these guys, a lot of these fighters, James Like Tony, a lot of these guys had signature fights. When I look at some of these fighters that's boxing today, I'm like, damn, what is this signature win like? You get what I'm saying? And in today's times, and I say this time and time again, in today's times, the casuals today, fighters that do the most, they overlook. Unless it's the chosen one. Unless that's they one. You know what I mean? What they say, that's they one. That's they one. Rocky Marciano. If it's their one that they love, oh man, yeah, but he the greatest thing since Hall Balls and Chitlins. But the fighters that ain't getting litty and popping, they're overlooked. It's some fighters today that are great. They won't be recognized until after they inducted into the Hall of Fame. When you sit back and look at it, they're gonna be like, man, that motherfucker really that good. It happens in the past. Some of the old school fighters got overlooked. You know what I mean? People didn't recognize how good they was until they retired. Man, that motherfucker really good, dog. When they sit back and reflect, because you have time to reflect. You get what I'm saying? You have time to reflect. When you have reflection, that's what it's all about. And I'm like, dude, like some of these fighters today, like, if I look in the lightweight division, whoever's signature win in the lightweight division, like what was their signature fight? You get what I'm saying? I'm like, okay. And I think what I'm trying to do, I'm comparing it to the old school, but I'm not going to compare it to the old school because I'm like, it ain't nothing really stand out to me. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to I Am Cam Edwards. What's going on, fam? Shout out to I Am Cam Edwards. Shout out to Dr. Mofongo. What did you say, fam? You said, I noticed all of the other top lightweights have signature fights except Tank. Shout out to Jose Ayala. You say people won't appreciate Canelo until he retires. That's true. Jose, that is true. That is true. That is true. That is true. Canelo's one of those fighters, he won't be appreciated until after he retires. That is true. There's a couple of fighters that won't be appreciated until after they retire. Canelo's not the only one. You see what I'm saying? He's not the only one. There's a couple of fighters. You know, when you sit back and look back, like, no, this motherfucker pretty good. You get what I'm saying? In today's time, the criteria is different. In today's time, the criteria is different. Like the guys who, hey, what you see what I'm saying, Lisa? The guys who, like, they took pride in having signature fights. Today's time, they take pride in having signature fights. You get what I'm saying? I mean, I'm saying back then. In today's time, they don't. Yeah, and I tell you guys time and time again, you can tell, again, out of 100%, 85% of the casuals, as Roger Mayweather would say, don't know shit about boxing. And this is not the shit on casual, but you got to tell them the truth. They have to take time to educate themselves. But signature fights are good. Signature fights is what you remember by. That's what gets you into the Hall of Fame. In today's time, I think what kind of messed up boxing, we talk about this all the time, they have 1 million belts. They have 1 million belts now, and it's a lot more political than it was of the past. They justify ducking today. They justify ducking today. They this social media age era is really, really tricky. You get what I'm saying? They justify ducking today. They justify, and okay, like perfect example, like Booker Ray Leonard, right? Booker Ray Leonard said some real stuff. He said that, hey man, as a matter of fact, let me play some stuff for you. Booker Ray Leonard say some real stuff, like, hey man, ain't nobody gonna put they, you know what I mean? Gonna make a fight. You know what I mean? That hold on. Let me see something. No fighter, no promoter's gonna put Booker Ray Leonard always said that, it's all about putting butts in seats, and no promoter is gonna put their fighter in a fight that they, you know what I mean? Unless it makes sense, and that they, that they think they fighter gonna lose, and all of that stuff there. That is true. That is true about that. I want you guys to hear what Bob Arum said. This is an interview he gave yesterday. I think he gave his interview yesterday. Y'all listen to this.
You look at him, you watch him, and you perceive greatness. And that's how I look at Jared.
Hold on. Sorry about that. Why is it so loud? Why is it so loud?
I really think Jared Anderson is going to be the next big thing in the heavyweight division.
Him and Big Bang Jang. That'd be a hell of a fight, right?
I don't know why this is so loud.
I don't know if he's ready yet. But...
Thank you, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you so much.
Bob, a question. Bob.
Hold on. Here you go, right here.
Lomachenko.
Him and Big Bang Jang. That'd be a hell of a fight, right?
I don't know if he's ready yet. But...
Oh, you know what? Yeah, in this interview, Bob Arum said that. Hold on.
Fight Saturday. Haney is the favorite.
In this interview, Bob Arum said that I can work with Al Heyman. Al Heyman can work with us. I didn't timestamp it, but he said that me and Al Heyman don't have no problem working with each other. Now Bob Arum is a huge liar. He's the guy that says, yesterday I was lying, today I'm telling the truth. So one minute he'll say something good about Al, the next minute he'll say something bad about Al. But he said in this particular interview that him and Al Heyman don't have a problem working with each other. That's not a problem. People want them to gamble. Let me see what he said. He said something. People want them to gamble and put up a whole bunch of money and roll the dice, and pay these fighters astronomical amounts of money. We're not in the business of losing money. He said this. And I'm like, Booker Ray Leonard be saying the same thing.
With the company after this?
A fighter is going to go where is best, and they on a different platform, they'll sign with us for that fight. We don't know.
He talking about Devin Haney. I don't know why this shit is so loud. I can't turn it down, bro. Shit is pissing me off. Let me see something. Shit is pissing me off. Hold on. Let me see.
We're not looking for a long-term contract.
So he said they're not looking for a long-term contract with Devin Haney. But
we only look for long-term. If Haney wins and does a fight with people, as long as no contract with us going forward.
What do you feel about Lomachenko's team saying that this is his last chance? As far as Devin Haney, this is his last chance to really,
Well, because if
this is where I got the title of my show from. This is his last chance, Lomachenko. Bob's going to break it down.
Loma happens to lose and Haney moves up to 140 and the titles are vacant, then it's going to take a hell of a lot of fight for Lomachenko to become the undisputed lightweight champion. That's what he means.
What did you think of, I guess, Bill Haney, bit of a fire under him and Devin?
So he said that in his interview. Then he reiterated to Bill Haney how he feels. Let me see. A lot of people think I be capping when I say this.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you so much.
Yes, Bob, a question. Bob, is Lomachenko one of the best fighters that you've seen since Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray? Still? Mr. Arum?
Absolutely. I mean,
I knew that when he came with us out of the amateurs.
I don't know, on the rise materials for educational purposes only.
I know of had the amateur credentials that Vasily Lomachenko had.
And that's
nobody.
And that's why we want to fight.
And he was able to take those skills and go into the professional.
All right, so Bob say he's the greatest fighter since Ali and Leonard. That's what he said. That's his opinion, and he used the amateur record to justify it. 396-1 is very impressive. I ain't gonna say a lot to you. That is very impressive. But that's the amateurs. But it is what it is. I wish I would have time-stamped that so you guys can hear that. But he's saying in this interview, yeah, we don't have a problem working with Al Heyman and this and that, yada, 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 yada. Al Heyman don't talk, so we don't know what's going on with that. But he did say that, and he said that we're not looking to give or guarantee a fighter astronomical amounts of money without knowing what the return is going to be. So the way the PBC do things, they rather say, you know what, this is what we're going to do, dog. We're going to give you a low guarantee. We're going to give you a low guarantee and let you get the rest on the strength of the pay-per-view. The reason why the PBC does that is, because that's so they don't take a bloodbath. They don't take a bloodbath when it comes to putting on a fight. That's why they'll pay Tank. Tank, we're going to give you $1.5 million. Errol Spence, we're going to give you $1.5 million guarantee, $2 million guarantee, 2.5 guarantee. That's all we're going to guarantee you. But you're going to get most of the pay-per-view. You know what I mean? It keeps the cost down. You get what I'm saying? So that's why they do that. Because if someone like a Spence wants $10 million or a Tank wants $10 million, and you do know that they don't release those pay-per-view numbers in Showtime and stuff like that, and they really don't know how we gonna get all this money back. It's a lot to recoup. So you lower the price of entry is low. You make the cost low in the beginning for the fighters and all that stuff. They'll pay the commission what they want in order to put the fight on. Guarantee a low guarantee for the fighters, and then let them get the rest on the back end. And it's going to take months for them to get that money. Remember, we had Timothy Bradley on. He said that back end money that come from the strength of the pay-per-views, you'll be getting that for years. A year go by, 2 years go by, 3 years go by. You still getting checks from a fight that you had in 2020. You get what I'm saying? True. You still getting checks from a fight you had in 2020. That's the back end. You get what? So Bob, we like to give fighters a good guarantee. This is what he said in his interview. We like to give them a good guarantee and some back end. They might not get as much, but you're gonna get a good guarantee and some back end. You know what I mean? Because the guarantee money is the for show money. If you're gambling on the back end, and some fighters can do that. Some fighters can do that, you know what I mean? It may pan out for them. Everybody's business model is different. To me, that's not a wrong way to go. If you want to get low guarantee and the rest on your back end, and it's going to take years for you to get that money because they're going to still be tabulating and the money going to be rolling in over a period of time, according to what Timothy Bradley told us when he was on the show. There's nothing wrong with that. Some fighters still want a little back end, but they want a big guarantee. Like someone like a Canelo Alvarez, Canelo want a big guarantee. Someone like a Canelo, no, I want a big guarantee, dog. You know what I mean? This is why when Canelo went over to the PBC before he became undisputed, I think the hang-up was the money. I think the PBC, they didn't want to give him a huge guarantee. And Canelo no, I need 40 million guarantee, homie. And Al probably was like, look, we normally give our fighters, this is how we do it, Nello. We're going to do big numbers. We normally give our fighters 1.5 million guarantee, make 2 million guarantee, and then you get the rest on the back end. It's going to do phenomenal numbers. Canelo nah, puto, I don't operate like that. Canelo nah, I don't operate like that, fam. You get what I'm saying? I don't operate like that. I want 40 million guarantee. PBC kind of rebuffed on it. They say Canelo walked off. Then I think they convinced him to come back to the table. When he came back to the table, I'm hearing he got 40, 50 million. 40 million guarantee or something of that sort, or 50 million guarantee, something like that. If Caleb Plant got the 10 million. Prior to that, Caleb Plant was a $750,000 guaranteed purse fighter on paper. Fight Canelo, he got $10 million. Sources say he hasn't gotten all his money. It's still trickling in. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, if you're Al Heyman, that's very smart, to be honest with you. Especially after you ran through all of the hedge fund money. So it's kind of like, yeah, you know what, man, we do things a little different over here. This is what Booker Ray Leonard means by we not going to pay somebody like a Devin Haney what he's used to making from DAZN. We ain't paying him that kind of money. You ain't going to get that money that you made over there. You come over here, you got to be reasonable. Tank Davis is the cash cow over here. You got to be willing to take a pay cut and all this stuff there because we ain't paying you that because they don't pay high guarantees. The only person that got a high guarantee over there that I know of was a non-PBC fighter. That was Saul Canelo Alvarez.
True.
You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, it is what it is, you know. Shout out to Full Brother. She said the good old on the back end. These dudes love fighting over there on the back end. I mean, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. And that's what get me. Like, you have guys, and I remember, like, a lot of these guys online, they shit kill me. These niggas arguing contracts to this day. To this day, there's a content creator still arguing about contracts. Some of these niggas be, 60, 40, 70, 30, 80, 20. Take whatever we give you. Some of these dudes still arguing contracts right now to this day. Why, and Errol Spence had to come out and check these niggas. You arguing on Errol Spence's behalf, but you don't know nothing about the man business. Like, you have Errol Sexual YouTube channels. That's all they did. Spoke about how much money Spence is getting, and and I talk about like what they put out there, because you have to submit a fight purse to the Nevada Athletic Commission. That's public record. So I don't make shit up. That's public record. Anytime a fighter get paid, they're gonna you're gonna see Vasily Lomachenko and Devin Haney fight purses. That's going to be submitted from a guaranteed purse standpoint to the Nevada Athletic Commission. You're going to see that. That's public record. But it's hilarious to me because I'm like, this nigga got a minimum wage job, living with his mama, broke, ain't got no money, doing 8, 9, 10, 11-hour lives, arguing about, and you're supposed to be pro Spence, but the nigga don't even fuck with you. He don't take no picture with you, nigga won't come do none of that. You don't go to the nigga gym, none of that. Right? The brother's doing very well, though. He's content. And that's why I say the defendants and promoting has to stop. I'm just saying for me. You know what I mean? I don't do that shit. I don't give a fuck. Either way. But that ain't got nothing to do with boxing. We want to see these fighters get in the ring and fight. You get what I'm saying? And that's just the way I see it. That's just the reality of the situation. I'm gonna buy the pay-per-view. I'm gonna buy the pay-per-view twice. I'm gonna buy the pay-per-view for myself. And I'm gonna buy it for my cousin. My cousin, that's the casual. He has a fire stick. That's the one that betted $100 on Big Rolo. And he said, cuz, you said Big Rolo. You said Big Rolo throwing bolos. You said you don't know, man. If Big Rolo laying that bolo punch, he may not take Davis out. He don't know that I was capping, laughing, right? I say, cuz, man, you gotta know when I'm joking and BSing around. What did I say before I started hyping Roland Romero up? You said he was trash. He was garbage. Well, what did I say? What did I say when I started hyping up Ryan Garcia? I said Ryan Garcia's a TikToker. He's an Instagram model. He has a guy liner. He got a makeup line, perfume line. You get what I'm saying? And then D-Block them was like, oh man, coach, man, you hating. So I said, okay, let me go ahead and hype him up like I did Ryan Garcia, like I did Big Rolo. Yeah, we brought D-Block, Keenan. Yeah, coach finally coming around. I'm like, I ain't coming around. I told you niggas what time it was.
True.
All right, I'll make your mockery at this point. Shout out to Mr. Wu. What you say, fam? He say Master Wu became a YouTube member. Appreciate that, fam. Give him a round of applause. You get what I'm saying? Hey, Schoolo. Hey, Schoolo, you ought to know what time it is. When I go to say, boy, I don't know, boy. I don't know. Trying to tell you, dog, boy, Big Rolo, boy. He be throwing them bolos. He like, God damn, right? Like, motherfucker be like, everybody in the background like, man, we know the nigga don't stand a snowball chance in hell, boy. But it's easy to fool these green ass casuals. A green casual, you can fool them real easy, bro. Boy, you can fool them real easy. Like they were really running around. They were really running around thinking Ryan Garcia had a shot. True. Boy, Ryan's fast, man. He got them fast hands. He got that. But he got what? Did you see the body shot challenge? Hey, Master Wu, did you see the body shot challenge? Boy, Ryan Garcia, boy, the body shot. Boy, did you see how he be hitting the speed bag? Did you see how he be hitting? Boy, I don't know, boy. I'm like, yeah. I say, boy, it's so easy. God damn, it's easy to fool these motherfuckers there, boy. God, oh, Lord have mercy, boy. But I don't know, boy. You might be right about that. Boy, you might want to put a couple dollars on that there. Yeah, I need to put a couple dollars on it. Who you think I should bet? Boy, got him. True. Boy, suckers born every minute, boy. Boy. Got him. Hey, then when that shit go in like good golf guys, they go back to look at their wounds, and then they do it all over again. Dude, didn't you just fell for the banana in the tailpipe? You just fell for the banana in the tailpipe the last two fights. You falling for it again? Yeah, man, yeah. That was the last time. But this time it's gonna be different. Hey, shout out to Mr. Calderon. We're dropping that half for bam, dubbing your boy. Hey, Leroy.
Super kick received.
Playtime's over, boy. Mr. Calderon say, Coach, change my work schedule, but I always catch you later in the day on the back end. He said, keep doing your thing. Yes, sir, I appreciate that, fam. I appreciate that. Shout out to Mr. Calderon, man. You got to get that money, man. You got to get that money, man. Got to get that money, man.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
Like, boy, got him again. Boy, got there. Boy, hey, it and then the crazy part about it is, motherfucker said Ryan Garcia quit. He ain't quit. He got hit with a liver shot. Come to find out, he didn't get hit with a liver shot. He got hit in the ribs. And he said that and doggone Showtime caught him on the hot mic. He said, yeah, he said, was it the ribs? He said, yeah, it was the ribs. He said, yeah, I figured that. Joe Goose said that. He said, yeah, I didn't want to get back up. I didn't want to get back up because, you know what I mean? Because my ribs is injured. He said, yeah, I figured that. So you could have got back up and continued to fight. Yeah, I could have, but I chose not to get up. So you quit. And it happens. Roberto Duran quit. A couple of people quit in the past, so it happens. It is what it is, you know what I mean? But that's what it was. He quit. He admitted it. You get what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Hey, shout out to Knockdown 305. What's going on, fam? What's going on? Hey, Vil, what you say? Vil say, what he say? He said Rolex sells the belt to Ryan. Hey, you know what, Vil? I honestly believe this here. I honestly believe that, again, I definitely believe in conspiracies, my brother. Conspiracies are real. You know how I know conspiracies are real? Shit, you had people conspire to kill Jesus. True. You have people conspire to kill Martin Luther King, Mahatma Gandhi, and Malcolm X. Malik al-Shabazz. True. You have the governments conspire against their own people. Conspiracies are real. You got to do right now, doing Fed time because of a conspiracy charge. So people know conspiracies are real. So when people say, oh man, they're gonna go to conspiracy theory, people talk like conspiracy is not real. Yeah, JFK too. So how they try to discredit you, they say, oh man, here come the conspiracy theories. No, people act like conspiracies ain't real. Listen, the federal government arrests people all the time for conspiring to commit crimes. They can't use, oh man, that's a conspiracy theory. Okay, if that's a conspiracy theory, then why this guy got arrested for conspiracy? You have a history of governments conspiring to overthrow other countries and everything. killing world leaders, conspiring against you right now. So conspiracies are real. You get what I'm saying? Especially in the sport of boxing. In the sport of boxing, conspiracies are definitely real. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, you're talking about one of the most cricket sports in boxing. You get what I'm saying? Like, one of the most cricket sports, even in basketball. Remember that dude in the NBA? What was the referee name in the NBA? He ended up doing fair time. He ended up doing fair time. He had admitted to how he used to throw games. Like, you know, when there's certain games, you know, they had something called the Jordan rule. The Jordan rule was, if you look at Michael Jordan hard enough, they're gonna blow the whistle. And they changed the rules for Michael Jordan. Tim Donahue. Yeah, Tim Donahue. Yeah, Tim Donahue. Yeah, that dude right there. He had to admit that, we wanted this game to go to a game 7, so we had to call the game a certain way. What you think referees do in boxing? The judges. What the judges do in boxing? you get what I'm saying? What the judges do in boxing? Like this what they do. You get what I'm saying? So, but legacy fights matter because you remember about who you fought. If you got a resume for the tomato cans, like you're not going to convince. Like if you're trying to impress me, I'm saying if your goal and aim is to impress me, I want to know who he fought. Did he fight the best dudes in this division? If you're justifying why he shouldn't do it, man, don't talk to me about no boxing. That ain't your skill set. That ain't your skill set. You get what I'm saying? You have some dudes, and I always give people like, you know, Jamal Charlo, Demetrius Andrade a hard time. And the reason why I give those brothers a hard time is because both of these guys have been boxing for 15 years. Andrade and Jamal Charlo have been boxing for 15 years. They were in the division, and the criticism of Canelo Alvarez, they said, well, he dunked Andrade, he didn't fight Jamal Charlo. So the question I ask is, who did he fight? He fought Triple G. He fought Daniel Jacobs. So would you say that those wins were signature fights for Canelo, Triple G, and Daniel Jacobs? Because Jamal Charlo and Demetrius Andrade didn't fight neither one of those guys. Now, some would say Demetrius Andrade was ducked. You know, if that's what you want to believe, fine. But I have a hard time believing that, dude, you've been boxing for 15 years and you haven't been able to fight nobody. You have 0 legacy fights. What are the chances? What are the chances of 2 fighters being a professional boxer for 15 years and having 0 legacy fights? Like, that's the question I have. And then when I ask that question, people say it's hate. I'm like, did the dude become undisputed? No. Did he fight another champion in his weight division? No. So he ain't never fought another champion? Nah, he ain't fight another champion. Okay, he's the 2-division weight champion. But who did he fight? Okay, he fought this one dude. He was 5'6" tall, same height as me. So he's a little dude. So he fought a dude that's 5'6" tall, Cornelius Bundridge, 154-pounder. And how tall is Jamal Charlo? Jamal Charlo like 6 feet tall, 6'1". I mean, that was a mismatch. And how old was he? Well, he was 42 years old at the time. He was 42? Damn, okay, so shit. Damn, he was 42. So that ain't no signature win. I can't really count that. He fought J-Rock. He knocked J-Rock out. Okay, well, who was J-Rock? Because you got to look at what J-Rock did after that. Like, who was J-Rock? And I'm like, a lot of these dudes were just hype jobs. A lot of these dudes were just hype jobs. You get what I'm saying? They hyping up J-Rock, but who was J-Rock? I mean, outside of him being for Philly. You get what I'm saying? Like, how do you... And you know the frustrating part about this, guys? When I try to explain this to certain people, it's like pulling teeth. When I try to explain this to certain people, it's like pulling teeth. So your 15-year career, you're not having signature fights is because of one guy? I don't get it, dog. Carter, what's the name of the caller from?
Hey, this is Jerron, coach call from New York.
Jerron from New York, talk to me.
I don't understand it either. I really don't. It looks like he just don't want to fight nobody, man. Cause I don't think nobody's ducking Jamal Charlo, maybe. I don't think nobody's ducking him. I don't see why. Unless it's Canelo. Canelo could have been faulty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's one guy.
But I know. Yeah, it's one guy. That's
what about the other guys?
I understand that. Maybe Charlo ducking them. That's the only thing I can see is Charlo ducking them.
Bro, that's the equivalent of Sugar Ray Leonard. Now, Sugar Ray Leonard has a well-decorated career. Just imagine Sugar Ray Leonard. How long did Sugar Ray Leonard fight? Let's see. Because he had retired a couple of times. Sugar Ray retired a couple of times. Let me see.
One time. He 5 years one time, wasn't it?
No, it was like 3 years. It was like 3 years.
3, 4, you know.
Yeah, I'm finna pull up Sugar Ray right now. Sugar Ray first started boxing in 1977. He retired in 1997. I think he retired a couple of times, but he officially retired in 1997. That's like Sugar Ray Leonard, the equivalent of what Demetrius Andrade and Jamal Charlo was doing right now. This is the equivalent of that. That's like Sugar Ray Leonard having a 20-year career and he didn't fight Floyd Mayweather Sr., which Floyd Mayweather Sr. wasn't nobody, so I can't count him. He didn't fight Wilfred Benitez. He didn't fight.
Hey,
go ahead.
Floyd Sr. looked good against Sugar Ray, though. He got beat.
He looked good. He looked good in that fight. He did. You know what I mean? I think it was like 15-0. I mean, he would get his ass beat, but I mean, he hung in there. He got stopped in like the 11th round or something like that. 15 round fight.
Hey, Floyd Mayweather Sr. could have beat some of these fighters in this age.
Floyd Mayweather Sr. wasn't a great fighter. I mean, he wasn't a great fighter. He wasn't a great fighter.
Fighters back then was tougher than these fighters now, man.
They were tougher. Criteria was different. They fought more.
Different, man.
Yeah, they was built different. Yeah. Even Tank Davis said that. I got a video of Tank Davis saying, like them old school guys, he said, them dudes there, man. Like he gave it up to the old school, and I really, really love Tank Davis for that, because you know how I feel about my old school fighters. So I really love the fact he said that. Yeah. I was hoping that rub off on him, and he want to do what those guys did. Because a lot of these guys today, they want the accolades, but they don't want to put the work in. And that's the problem I have.
Put the work in.
Yeah. Know what I mean?
You know what, though?
Yeah.
I'm finna get off subject. And I'm gonna go, coach. I'm picking Devin Haney to watch Lomachenko this weekend. Most people don't know shit about boxing, as Roger Mayweather could say. And I'm gonna tell you why he gonna beat Lomachenko, and Lomachenko only got a puncher's chance. Devin Haney is a master boxer. He got about a 5-6 inch reach on Lomachenko. There ain't no way in hell Lomachenko gonna beat Devin Haney, man. No way. I'm willing to bet the ranch on that. He don't have a chance against Devin Haney. A puncher's chance. That's all he got.
Okay.
And because a great big man will beat a great little man every day of the week. No matter how good he is. But I always thought Loma was overrated anyway. I did.
Yeah, a lot of people think he's overrated. A lot of people think he's overrated.
Yeah, because certain guys that he fought, he should have washed them. He get in the ring with somebody he ain't never seen nothing like Devin Haney, man. Period. He got a lot of tools, man. A lot of tools. He can fight off the back foot, front foot. He got a lot of tools, man. I'm talking about. Man, you finna see, man.
All right, but shout out to Jerron, man, from New York. Salute to you, fam. Salute, fam.
Hey. All right, coach. Be good.
Yeah. So, this is a legacy fight. This is a legacy fight for Lomachenko. This is a legacy fight for Devin Haney. Devin Haney fought Linares, Jojo Diaz, which is good. This is a legacy fight. Lomachenko, I think he beat Gary Russell Jr. Rigondeaux moved up 3-4 weight division, some of that, so I don't remember. He was a bigger, stronger fighter. You have 2 losses. So 3-division world champion. So this is a legacy fight for both guys. This is gonna be a good one. I'll call him. What's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, Coach? It's the inevitable. D-Block, D-Town, D-City, D-Ville, Baltimore.
D-Block, talk to me.
Now, I got to say one thing about this, Colin, right behind me. That's cool what you say. I like what you say, but, when you come with Lomachenko, come with facts, okay? Facts! Because I love Devin Haney. I've been seeing Devin Haney since he was with Showtime, the come up. So for him to just say blasphemous things to say that Lomachenko ain't nothing, that a little man can't be a big man. Now that's bullshit. We talking about Lomachenko's been at 135 for a while now. He is established. He was the man, okay? And then those 2 fights that he lost to Salido, it was a tight fight, and it was a rough, tough kind of Salido type of fight with Lomachenko. And then when he lost to Lopez, no, I'm sorry, not Lopez. Yeah, Lopez. When he lost to him, it was a tight matchup. A young gun, strong fighter in his prime. I mean, he gave him hell. I mean, at the end of the day, as we say, he had him. He got him. But it was a tight fight. He didn't get blown out. That's fact. Now, with Devin Haney, he's saying that he's going to masterclass him all night. Hell no, it's a 50-50 fight. That's why you got a lot of people saying, shit, I don't know who to pick. Now, they're saying that Lomachenko's declined, but he probably got one good fight left in him. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking. We're talking about a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, 3-time division champion. I mean, the guy has a Hall of Fame pedigree going for him. I mean, he's one of the greatest amateurs of all time. What you got to say about this, Coach?
Yeah, he's one of the greatest amateurs of all time. I agree with that. If not the greatest.
That's
I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you.
But for this, like we say, Coach, agree to disagree. I mean, anybody can say what they want to say. But if you want to come up here and say that he's going to get washed up like he's Camboso, I mean, people are really not looking at this fight like in reality.
D-Block, D-Block, that's his opinion.
No. Yeah. What I'm trying to say, Coach.
You don't have to agree with it, but that's just his opinion.
Yeah.
We're going to find out Saturday.
And we're going to find out Saturday. It's going to be great, Coach. I can't wait. And for Charlo, Coach, give Charlo a little bit of credit. I mean, J-Rock came from Philadelphia, Coach. You know how tough Philadelphia is, Coach? It's tougher than Baltimore, I'll tell you that. I mean, shit. J-Rock, let's be honest, J-Rock was a champion. He beat Hurd, and Hurd was one of those guys contending to fight the other brother, for the title. So let's just give a small little respect for Charlo, for J-Rock, because J-Rock was something in his life until, everything went loose. I don't know what happened to J-Rock, to be honest.
I mean, he's hardly he can't get any fights, so a lot of those guys can't get fights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
not even J-Rock, Coach. Yeah. When's the last time he fought?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I mean, it's crazy.
It's been a minute.
All right, Coach. D-Block, D-Town, D-City, D-Ville, Baltimore, stand up.
Shout out to D-Block. Shout out to D-Block. You know what I mean? Like, bro, again, some of these guys, they want to be, you definitely want to be active. Definitely, man. Definitely want to be active. I'm calling. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Coach, is Raphael from New York. What's going on?
Raphael from New York. Talk to me.
So that last caller that you had, he doesn't know shit about boxing. A lot of fans that you have calling in or Devin Haney fans are emotionally attached to the fighters. They don't really know anything or have no understanding about the boxing of how everything works. Pretty much talking about Lomachenko is overrated. Like, man, if you compare both resumes, you can't really be saying that. Devin Haney, aside from him fighting Linares, hasn't really fought anyone at 135. He pretty much got lucky getting a fight against Camboso, who pretty much struck lightning with Teofimo, and got lucky because he wasn't even supposed to get that match. Lomachenko was supposed to get that fight.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, like, yes, he has really good fundamentals. The kid is slick. He's skilled. He knows range. He knows distance. But in order to fight a really, really tough guy that has pretty much a really good experience and has really high boxing IQ, he's gonna have to have punching power in order to beat Lomachenko. People are talking about this is gonna be like a watch fight. This is a 50-50 fight. Regardless of how old Lomachenko is, regardless of how short Lomachenko is, nobody really knows until we see it on Saturday. A lot of people calling in like Haney's gonna just wipe the floor off of him. Really don't know shit about boxing. That's my take. You have a lot of people calling like they somehow know everything just because they see that a fighter just passes the eye test. Makes no sense.
It goes both ways. I've seen it both ways. You have Haney fans that feel like Lomachenko they're gonna wash him, and then you have Lomachenko fans. They're the exact same way. What you just described, they're the exact same way. That's how they see Lomachenko. He's the greatest thing since sliced bread. So all I know is this is a good legacy fight. I have this of a 50-50 fight, and may the best man win. Make your predictions and go from there. People have a right to their opinion, whether you agree with it or not. But your point well taken. Shout out to Raphael from New York. Salute to you, fam. Yeah, I don't try to change people's minds. If that's the way you see things, that's the way you see things. Whether I agree with it or not is irrelevant. But if that's the way you see it, that's the way you see it. You know, I know I have things the way I see things, and I try to keep it spot on as it relates to my analysis of the breakdown and stuff like that from an attribute standpoint. I'm calling. What's your name? Where you calling from?
It's Curtis from Long Beach.
Curtis from Long Beach. Talk to me.
Man, I'm tired of hearing about this whole power thing. I don't think people understand the difference between no power and respectable power. Again, I think Devin Haney is a fighter that has respectable power, and I'm going to give the example of Paulie Malignaggi. Paulie Malignaggi has no power. That's why Cotto jumped all over him. That's why Sean Porter jumped all over him. When you don't have power, that's how dudes treat you.
Yeah.
You haven't seen anybody do Devin Haney like that, man. Jojo Diaz would have did that. Linares would have did that. You know what I'm saying? There's fighters, like, once they feel like you don't have anything, they step to you. You know what I mean? So there's something there, man. Like, I don't think these dudes know the difference between respectable power and no power.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, this is a tough fight for Lomachenko because all those dudes that the last caller was naming that's on his resume, those dudes opened up and fought Lomachenko. Devin Haney, he's not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? He's content with just jabbing you all night and keeping you at range and winning on points. Him and Floyd Mayweather and Tank, those dudes, they take what you give them. You know what I'm saying? And the only time you're going to see them open up is if they need to. So this is going to be a real tough fight for Lomachenko, considering Devin Haney's size and boxing ability. He's just going to keep it at range. I can't see Devin Haney going out there being ultra aggressive unless he hurts Lomachenko or something crazy. But I see him winning on points. But all this no power stuff, I don't think they know the difference, man. Like, they better start looking at Paulie Malignaggi, his losses, and watch how people treated him.
I mean, you do make a valid point because fighters who don't have power, when they get in the ring with another fighter, they do just try to steamroll them. I haven't seen anyone run in there and try to do that. I'm anxious to see. I remember, and I'm gonna let you go after I say this. I used to hear this about Pernell Whitaker. I used to hear this about Floyd Mayweather as well. He ain't really got no punching power. They said, believe it or not, they said it about Sugar Ray. He really not a hard puncher, but it's an accumulation of punches that get you. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, you don't have a, and I'm not comparing Devin to Sugar Ray and none of those guys. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just trying to give a comparison to where, me watching boxing throughout years, there are some fighters I heard didn't have any punching power, but some of those guys wasn't nobody trying to steamroll them and run in there neither. You know what I mean? When they ran in there, they walked into a lot of stuff. So you hit the nail right on the head. It's respectable power, and we're going to find out Saturday because I haven't seen anyone try to steamroll Devin Haney. You're right about that. No one came in there like, he pillow fist off and just run in there. No, they don't do that. They don't do that. That is true.
They don't do that. And then one more point, and then I'm out of here. That whole resume thing, you cannot compare the resumes and say Lomachenko is a better fighter because of his resume. Those fighters weren't available to Devin Haney because of the whole promotional thing. You know what I'm saying? So if Haney was over there, he would have fought the same guys. And would you be using that same argument? You probably wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? So we can't go by the resumes unless those fighters are available to Haney and he turned them down.
Right.
So I don't want to hear that either. Like, he didn't have the opportunity to fight them.
There's biases on both sides. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're a pro Devin Haney fan, you're gonna feel some type of way. And if you're a pro Lomachenko fan, you're gonna feel some type of way. So that's what I see what's going on. You know what I mean? But you make a valid argument as well. Shout out to Curtis from Long Beach, LBC, stand up, salute.
Have a good one.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Like, you know, but this is a legacy fight, you know. But what I was saying was, you know, when you have a fighter that's been boxing for like 15 years and they haven't, I think Lomachenko's 35. He's accomplished a lot at 35 in his pro career. Devin Haney, 24. But like Andrade, and then I'm gonna come back and Jamal Charlo, that's the equivalent of Sugar Ray fighting 20 years and he don't fight Wilfredo Benitez. The 20-year career minus Wilfredo Benitez, Davey Boy Green, Roberto Duran, Tommy Hearns, Hagler, you know, Terry Norris, Hector Camacho. Just imagine that, fighting all those years and you don't have no signature wins or signature fights. You get what I'm saying? That's the equivalent of what these guys are doing today. And I just called it the way I see it. Carl, what's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Jamie, Coach from New York. What's happening?
Jamie from New York, talk to me.
Coach, to make the Hall of Fame, you must have a great resume. The young fighters today, they don't care about legacy fights. Shit, they don't even fight enough, bro. You know, they're scared to lose that O. And the ones that are sitting around waiting for Canelo, bro, all they're doing, Coach, is wasting time. You know what I'm saying? Because how the hell do you expect to be remembered and you're not challenging yourself? You know? It's the only way, man. You got to fight the fight to be remembered. You know?
That is true.
And that's it. Yeah, man. It's a shame, Coach. But, Coach, that's all I got, man. I just wanted to call in real quick, brother. Peace.
All right, shout out to James from New York. Salute, fam. Yeah, I mean, you know, I say this. I say this time and time again. Right now, and I say this time and time again. How do we know that Usain Bolt was the best sprinter? I think 2008, 2016 Olympics? No, 2008, 2012, or somewhere around there. He raced all the top guys. He raced the best sprinters in the world. Individual sport. He didn't, you know, he had to run against those other guys. You get what I'm saying? Hell, even in you know, like right now we have the playoffs going on. NBA playoffs. We got over 400 people in here. Let's get the lights up. You know, and the NBA playoffs is going on right now. Denver is not the best team in the NBA. The Los Angeles Lakers is not the best team in the NBA. The Boston Celtics is not the best team in the NBA. And who Boston playing? I forgot who Boston is playing, but whoever they're playing, because I don't really watch basketball, but whoever they're playing, they're not the best team. They are having a tournament, playing each other in a tournament to determine who is going to move on to the next team. Oh yeah, Boston playing Miami Heat. They're having a tournament to see who the best. Whoever win this series would have proven, that's the key word, would have proven to be the best in the East and the best in the West. And then in order to find out who is the best in the NBA, the best in the East have to play the best in the West in the championship series. That's how that works. True. He said that's a sports team. But JC, you missing the point. He said that's a team sport. You totally missed what I just said. So let me rewind this back for JC. The point still remains the same. JC, this is for you. Usain Bolt was looked upon as one of the greatest sprinters of our time. That's not a team sport. That's an individual sport. The only way we're gonna know we knew that he was the best, he raced against the top guys, the top sprinters in the world. So I took that analogy and it tied it to even sports, a team sport. What you fail to realize is the point still remains the same. In order to be considered the best, because it's obviously you don't not comprehending what I'm saying. In order to be considered the best, you have to play run against, fight against the top guys. And once you beat those guys, you have proven that you were the best. That's the moral of the story. Hopefully you get it now. Caller, what's the name? Caller on the phone up. Call back. I hope everybody get that. If it's tennis, individual sport, how do we know who the best tennis player is? They have to play the best tennis. They have to play the other tennis players around the world. That's how we know. You get what I'm saying? So whether it's an individual sport or a team sport, the rule still applies. You play the best, you gotta. Yeah, Preacher Joe, you got me, but some of these guys, they don't get it. It's called an analogy.
Unknown caller.
It's called an analogy. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Rico from Louisiana.
Rico from Louisiana, talk to me.
I have one thing to say, Coach.
Go ahead.
We have never seen anyone break the Devin Haney combination, the code. Nobody has ever beat it. We've seen people break the Lomachenko code. He's not an undefeated fighter. So I'm not understanding what people talking about is going to be a tough fight. If you make Lomachenko fight on his back foot, it's going to be a long night for him. It's just all depend on what fight Devin brings to Lomachenko. I'm not understanding why people saying it's such a great fight. Not bring cherry pick people to make Lomachenko the undisputed champion. He didn't beat anybody. His resume was cherry picked to get all those belts.
Lomachenko was never undisputed.
Yeah, he wasn't undisputed because Devin had the other belt. You're correct. He was unified. He was unified.
And Teofimo had an IBL belt. Had a belt as well.
Correct. And that's the only thing I have to say, Coach. I'm not understanding why people so high on Lomachenko. I bet all the people that's high on Lomachenko were Ryan fans when he fought things.
So my thing is this here, dude. So I say this. Shout out to Rico from Louisiana, man. I'm gonna let you go, fam. Thank you, brother, for calling the show.
It's all good, Coach.
Yes, sir. Some people may say, okay, well, Lomachenko ain't fought nobody. Okay, cool. Some people may say that Devin Haney ain't fought nobody. Okay, cool. So my question is this. Do you consider Lomachenko and Devin Haney somebodies? If your argument is Lomachenko ain't fought nobody and Devin Haney ain't fought nobody, would you consider them fighting each other this Saturday is fighting somebody? Just asking the question. Because that's my rebuttal. Okay, if you said they ain't fighting nobody, okay, but they fight somebody this Saturday. True. They fight somebody this Saturday. So whoever wins, you gotta give them credit. If Lomachenko wins, you gotta give him credit because he beat somebody. Takina say Lomachenko is a 3-division champ and Devin is a rising star. Anything dealing with boxing. I never replied to this brother here, not about boxing. Shout out to Keena though. Bless him. Lord bless him. Bless his poor heart. But I see how this is going. I can guarantee you, whoever win this fight, the other side gonna say, not gonna give him credit. I can promise you that. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Martin from Oakland.
Martin from Oakland, talk to me.
Yeah. See, the thing I love about boxing, especially when these big name fights come up, is the same thing I hate about it. Because it brings out all the casuals and all these people with limited boxing knowledge that are just basically repeating what the next man said.
Yeah.
This is a great fight without a doubt, but everybody's, downplaying Loma. Not you, obviously, but, these other guys, that don't know shit about his resume beyond the 2 losses. Beat a bunch of undefeated champions.
It's going both ways.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't really hear from the quote-unquote obsessed Loma guys. I mean, T Block, he basically rides with whoever. You know, whoever you're for, he's against.
No, I do.
You know what I mean? But
I do.
You know, he's basically the one man army.
Yeah, you probably you probably don't hear from him, but I hear from him. They call the show. They do call the show. They called yesterday. Okay. And they're in the chat right now.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, they talk about these 2 losses. Guarantees they didn't even see the first loss. I seen that shit. You know, you ask them some details about that loss, they can't tell you a motherfucking thing. Who he fought, how the fight ended, all they know is the guy was in the second pro fight, fighting a veteran, a gritty veteran, ex-world champ that done had a few upsets, and he basically fought him dirty. He didn't make weight, and Loma was coming from that polished European amateur fighting style, and that's what did him in.
Are you making an excuse? Are you making an excuse, sir?
I'm mentioning facts. I'm mentioning the facts of the fight.
Yeah.
I mean, I could sit here and be like, well, a loss is a loss at the end of the day, and that's true. But he didn't get out-skilled. He didn't get out-worked. He got out-hustled by a veteran. And that'll happen a lot of times. You get these young prospects, they go up in there. Granted, he was 27, but he went up in there with a man that knew what he was doing. He knew how to blur them lines between being a dirty fighter like Haney's saying about Loma, and he got the upset, got the controversial upset. It wasn't clear, it wasn't definitive.
All right, so I don't want to relitigate Lomachenko's loss. I get your point. I need you to get to your point. What? So you saying all that to say what? Your point is what, sir?
What I'm saying is basically this. Loma's fought way better fighters than Haney's fought. Thank God this fight is happening. Thank God we could finally shut up this bullshit narrative about how Loma ducked Haney and all this other shit. So I'm just ready for Saturday. All this, Haney's going to watch Loma. They must have never seen Loma fight because Haney couldn't watch JoJo Diaz, who was coming up in weight when he fought him. That's all I got to say, Coach.
All right, shout out to Marv Morgan. Yeah, you know, I already knew where that was going. Martin riding with Lomachenko. That's it. You know, it is what it is. People have a right to their opinion. Lomachenko fans, you have a right to your opinion when you call this show. Devin Haney fans, you have a right to your opinion when you call this show. Guess what? We're going to find out Saturday. True. See, Saturday going to tell it all. Shout out to my sister Bless. Saturday's going to tell it all. I'm not going to get mad at Team Devin Haney for having an opinion, and nor should you get, and I'm not going to get mad at Team Lomachenko having an opinion. Guess what? We're going to find out what time it is Saturday. Somebody going to be happy and somebody going to be sad. That I do know. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Coach Malachi Williams, Willie Cole. How you doing, brother?
Man, Willie Cole, talk to me, fam. Hey, sound in the building.
Man, that's right. First of all, Coach, today's phone calls is depressing the hell out of me. You know, because it sounds like everybody got this damn emotional attachment. Man, can we just critique the fight? Can we just be happy that we get 2 technical scientists in the ring? You're going to see 2 things of beauty. That's what you're going to see. Devin Haney and Lomachenko, they're going to fight, and you're going to see 2 boxers displaying the pure science of boxing.
Yeah.
Damn, don't that sound good, Coach?
I mean, yeah, I'm
good to me, brother.
It sounds damn good to me. I'm excited about this fight because, exactly, I like to look at both sides. And for those who say that, feeling some type of way about Devin Haney's resume, he ain't fought nobody, and those who feeling some type of way about Lomachenko, he ain't fought nobody. Guess what? Well, if you can acknowledge that both of them are somebody, they fighting each other this Saturday. And not only that, if you feel that Devin Haney is not on the level of Lomachenko, there's no reason why Lomachenko should lose his fight. If Lomachenko loses to Devin Haney, then what does that tell you about Lomachenko? If Devin Haney is nobody. And if Lomachenko is nobody, and Devin Haney is fighting him and he beat him, what does that tell you about Devin Haney, or vice versa? You get what I'm saying? So my thing is, we don't know what you don't know until you know it. Saturday we're gonna find out. In my eyes, both of these guys are 2 of the best in the division. And it's gonna be a hell of a fight, and I'm really, really happy about this fight.
It's gonna be
really happy about this fight.
Fight, man. Look, hey, I'm happy that we're getting some fights. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about their resumes and all that. You know what I'm saying? We've been deprived of good fights for so long that nobody knows or understands how to react to the magnitude of what's about to happen Saturday. Man, we just had Tank and Ryan.
It's sold out.
Now we're going to get Devin and Lomachenko.
The fight sold out too. The fight sold out.
Oh, man, let's sit back and watch some real fighters do their thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all I had to say. I'm tired of everybody critiquing the boxers. Man, critique the fight. You leave the boxers where they are. Who cares? Who gives a shit? If you're in this chat or you calling this channel, you're calling to critique the fight, man. Let's talk about the fight. Leave the boxers alone, bro. That's all I had to say.
All right, shout out to Willie Cole, man. Houston, stand up. Southside. Shout out to Dub, right side. Dropping that quarter over. Bam, Dub on your boy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
What did he say, Coach? Can I get the Dev fans vied? I guess. Are you trying to say vid? Oh, you trying to say vid? Can you get the Dev fans vid? Because that's how it's going to be. That's how we're going to be dancing Saturday. I got you. Shout out to Martin. Okay. Dropping that $2 super chat. He said, wrong, Coach. I'm riding with T-Town. Oh, you ride with T-Town? Okay. All right. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Caller, hold on. Hey, you said the vid, the Devin Haney vid. Yeah, Devin Haney fans, they celebrating already like Canelo fans was when he fought Caleb Plant. They say Devin Haney fans celebrating already. We got it in the bag. That's what they said. They said we got it in the bag, Coach. We celebrating already. Here you go. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, Coach? It's Fee on YouTube.
Fee on the tube. Talk to me.
This definitely a legacy fight. Is damn sure better than the fight that we got out of Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis. I tell you that. I hope so. I mean, come on now. We can't get all hype out this. Can't get off try to play Lomachenko and going, come forward and push forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, even legacy or not, you can't say it's legacy and then say, well, somebody gonna watch the others. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A legacy fight to me is just two great fighters who are good at what they do. And, it's pretty much a 50-50 fight, and they coming together to see who made the best man win. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So, it's, like my uncle said, it's going to be a good technical fight, and I agree with him 100%. It definitely is. It's going to be who's going to really outsmart who in the ring. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be like a seasoned fighter against a young, hungry fighter, and I just think that's dope. And I got to fight 50-50. I really do. I feel like Loma will probably have to dig a little deep. You know what I'm saying? Due to him being out, haven't really fought nobody like Devin before, but I don't feel like it's nothing that he can't handle. And I'm not going to get in here and just throw that man under the bus because, Devin is a hot young gun coming up. When this is a legacy fight, if this legacy, let's be fair about how we judge the others. You know what I'm saying? I was calling
if you asking for fair, you asking for the wrong thing. These casuals don't know nothing about being fair. I mean, everybody they don't dunk their heels in the sand, and that's just what it is. They don't have an objective bone in their body. I don't take them serious myself. To be honest with you.
Yeah, that's too much. Yeah, I think I asked too much. Just saying, I'm sorry. But they was giving Ryan Garcia more credit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I was like, listen to these callers, like, wait a minute now. Some people giving Ryan Garcia a little more credit than what they was giving Lomachenko, But anyway, I'm excited about the fight. And that's all I want to say. Like, if this is a legacy fight, then let's be logical in how we, feel about Loma. Let's not throw him completely under the bus, and vice versa for them too. That's all I got, Coach.
All right, shout out to Fee. Yeah, that what it gonna be, motherfucking. I remember when Canelo fans were celebrating. I think when he fought Caleb Plant, and then when he was getting ready to fight Dimitri Bivol, Canelo fans were celebrating. They had the mariachi band out there and everything. And then Dimitri Bivol putting them paws on Canelo, and then a lot of people was thinking that what the dude name Bivol was a Eurobomb and this and that. And now goddamn it, everybody team Dimitri Bivol. So it is what it is. But that's just where we at. That's just where we at. So you know, they celebrating right now. You know what I mean? They doing their thing. Devin Haney fans, they say we got it in the bag. We got it in the bag, coach. You know, Bill Haney say, we gonna put hands and foots. You know, we gonna put hands and foots on white Jesus, Lomachenko. Bill say he mean what he say. And but this you know, Saturday can't get here fast enough. I promise you, Saturday can't get here fast enough. When you have these type of fights like this, two technical fighters, both of them are really good at what they do. The fight, for me, I think the fight is not going to start until the second half. The second half of the fight is where it's really going to get interesting. Round 8, round 9, round 10. You get what I'm saying? That's where they really going to have to start digging deep. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Martin from New Jersey.
Martin from Jersey, talk to me.
Coach, you know what I've been noticing, listening to all the callers, is that everybody is biased, except for like 2 people, D-Block being one of them. Everybody wants to act like they're not biased towards another fighter, and then you see it come out. Because I know it's one thing. When somebody says something about one fighter, about resumes and what he's done in the past, one person said that Lomachenko cherry-picked his champions that he beat. And then you got another guy on the other side defending Lomachenko, but then you want to claim that Devin Haney has the easy way to win the undisputed title.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. Why people can't just watch the fight and understand that this is a big fight, a big legacy fight, and it's a 50-50 fight. It's whoever established their dominance in the ring, whoever holds the center of the ring, that's the person who's gonna win the fight.
Yeah.
Never mind all the stuff that all the callers are doing. I noticed that most of the callers, I can only take out 2 people that were like actually down the middle. It was D-Block and the other gentleman.
Well, you know, I mean,
Greg.
I mean, me personally, there's nothing wrong with people want to be biased. It is what it is. If that's what they want to be, it is what it is. Just acknowledge it for what it is. Well, regardless of what a caller says, whether they listen, if you support Devin Haney, of course you're gonna be biased because you want to see him win. If you team Lomachenko, of course you're gonna be biased because you want to see him win. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Now, as it relates to the fight, I mean, but just admit that's what it is. You know, don't make it seem like you're being objective when in actuality you're being subjective. That's all I'm saying. Just be honest about it. Just be honest about it. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Because that's what it is.
Say you're a fan of that fighter.
Yeah,
we can understand what you're trying to say. Don't try to play it like you're a really boxing fan that's 50-50 down the middle, and then you're gonna go sideways.
Yeah, I seen him.
That's what everybody was doing.
I seen him do it with Ryan Garcia. They jumped on that Ryan Garcia bandwagon. They said I was hating when I was calling him and said it was an Instagram or a TikToker. He wearing the guideliner and stuff. And then I switched it up and started saying, "But I don't know, boy, Tate might be in trouble." Then they started getting the Holy Ghost. They started doing the backhead bounce, and as soon as Ryan Garcia got them paws put on him, you know, they don't talk about him no more. They don't jump ship, and they don't jump ship.
Yo,
now,
Coach.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's so easy to figure them out because as soon as they start speaking, they want to, like you said, they want to act like they're subjected, and right away you can see it. It comes out.
Yeah.
They start going the direction that they really want to go, and like this guy right here is a bias. You know, like you want to act something that you're not.
Yeah.
But that's all I got for today, man.
Shout out to Mark from Jersey.
Thanks for having me, Coach.
Brick City. Shout out to City and Lions. Dropping that quarter over. Bam, dub on your boy.
Super Chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said, "Feel the tube sound fine as hell." He said, if Devin win, does he become the A side to Tank? Again, that A side, B side stuff, bro. I can't even get into that because that I can't get into the A side stuff, bro. Like, as a boxing fan, Obsidian Lion, I really don't care. To be honest with you, he said, "Coach," he said, "Can you give a fee to Booger Ray and Floyd Vid?" You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I can't. A side, B side. See that all of that started with that's what a lot of the casuals focus on. And until those guys get in the ring and fight each other, I can't sit back and you know what I mean. That's
soft ass shit up. And the best man to win. That's some soft ass shit. Shut that soft ass shit up. All that soft talking. I know you can do it, man. You got the. Man, shut that soft ass shit up.
Niggas be arguing A side and B side and all that shit there. Why they at their mama house? True. Nigga, my part of the A side. He signed the contract. 60, 40, 70, 30, 80, 20. Tell me that again. He the A side. He the A side. My part of the A side. This and that, yada, yada, yada. Both of these niggas living in mansions. You know what I mean? Like, both of them rich, filthy rich, multi-millionaires. Like, I don't give a fuck who the A side. I'm just saying, I know what you mean by that Obsidian Lion. What I think, who would be the A side or not. To answer your question, Booger Ray Leonard is going to say that Tank is the A side, but they're not going to fight each other at 135. I think Devin Haney is going to move up. They're going to be like, he did millions, he did over 1 million pay-per-view buys, with Ryan Garcia. Now, I want you guys to notice something. You do know that Showtime did not release the pay-per-view numbers of the Ryan Garcia Tank Davis fight. You notice that? We heard from second and third dairy sources what the fight sold from a pay-per-view standpoint, but Showtime ain't come out and confirmed nor denied anything. I found that very interesting. Shout out to the Martin. He say Tank is the A side no matter who he fights from here on out. See, my thing is the Martin. My thing is this. He said, did the Zone release their sides? No. The Zone didn't release theirs neither, Marquis. The Zone didn't release theirs neither. So, now the question you have to ask yourself is why? That's the question. Why the Zone nor Showtime release the pay-per-view numbers of their fights? Now, for me, I don't care. Because I just want to see the fight. That's for me, that you know what I mean? Because that's something that fickle fans use online to argue about my fight of the A side, your fight of the B side. If I go to Tank Davis' Instagram page right now and go to Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney Instagram page right now. Let me show you something. Let me show y'all something. I gotta show y'all this. I have to show y'all this. Let's go here. Go to my Twitter. Both of these dudes is young. You go to Tank. Both of them iced out. Both of them iced out. Both of them, both of them doing well. So I be trying to figure out a lot of you dudes, y'all, a lot of you dudes look like some real, I'm saying to me, look like some real clowns to me. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because some of the arguments that you have, some of the arguments that you have, and you so prideful with it. True. Nigga, my fighter, boy. Nigga, my fighter, my fighter got more better than your fighter. My fighter doing this, my fighter doing that. And you're doing it from your mama's basement. True. Some of you niggas still in your 20s and 30s, still living with your mama. But you find pride in arguing about I'm talking about the ones who like to argue. Arguing about my part of the A side and this fighter can't sell this fighter can't sell that. What are you talking about?
True.
If you took that same energy to get out your mama's house, you would be in a better place right now.
True.
Just saying, B. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I call it the way I see it. Can you be the A side in life? Can you be the A side and get out your baby mama Section 8 apartment? Can you be the A side and stop drinking all the kids' juicy juices? Can you be the A side and help your mama pay them bills in that house? Until you do that, don't be arguing with me about 60-40, 70-30, 80-20, take whatever we give you, my part of the A side, and then this part of Devin Haney can't measure up to Tank. Tank the A side, and Tank can't measure up Devin Haney the A side. And both of these niggas rich, got Rolls Royces, living in mansions, and both of these guys are privileged black men in America.
True.
What the fuck are you talking about? You get what I'm saying? I'm just saying, but I want to show you something. It's me. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, boy, you saw that, boy. Boy, goddamn, boy, you saw, boy, you I'm trying to tell you, boy, you look, boy, look how he living. Look how he living. Nigga, look how you living. I'm like, my nigga, so much energy into that. It's a bunch of foolishness. This shit is childish at best. You get what I'm saying? My nigga, what you talking about? That's all I be saying. That's all I be saying. It's like, and I say this time and time again. Broke niggas do the most. It always be the broke niggas doing the most. Broke nigga always talk about money, ain't got none. Broke nigga always talk about what fighter doing this and what fighter doing that, and you ain't got nothing. You living with your mama. So I'm gonna show you guys this right quick. To give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Give you an idea what I'm talking about. Hold on. This shit don't make no. I'm just saying to me, it don't make no sense. I ain't trying to convince nobody of nothing. I'm just saying the coach, it don't make no sense. I ain't finding joy. I'm finna get me regardless. You know, and for the most part, that's a young nigga thing. For the most part, I get it. But I wanna show you something. The fuck, where's my? Hold on, guys. Hold on. Sorry about that. I'm trying to pull my other window up. My other window went out the way. All right, there you go. Hey, what it say? Shout out to hey, what it say? Nelson, he say my A side capital. That shit don't make no sense. Let me show you guys something. Devin Haney ain't no A side to Tank. Look at Devin Haney right. This for you young niggas. Now y'all can't hear nothing. Goes in his mouth. Look at all this ice on the table. A lot of you young dudes, he got all the belts up there. A lot of you young dudes, this what y'all into. Y'all into, yeah, man, you know, because y'all come from that young, y'all in your 20s and stuff. Yeah, you know, this is a symbol of status. I got the jury, I got the ice, I got this, I got that. Guess what? This guy that you say not the A side, it look like he doing fine to me. I'm just saying. I remember when Tank Davis pulled out $100,000 on stage. Tank Davis pulled out $100,000 on stage in front of Ryan Garcia at the weigh-in. Last time I checked, both of these dudes doing well. Kenny say that shit on layaway. Keenan say that shit on there way. Oh my God. Oh my God. On that way, huh? I ain't got nothing to say. I ain't got nothing to say, boy. Oh, boy, Keenan be opening himself up to all kind of counters and boy, Keenan be opening himself up to all kind of Keenan walked right into it. Bless his heart.
Now, I am the #1 contender. I'm tired of James the Poodle, Grim Reaper, whatever you want to call himself, ducking me. All right, I'm tired of man driving around town in 8 Rolls Royces. He ain't fought nobody. I'm still in a Broham.
I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that. And then if I go to Ryan Garcia page, I'm pretty sure Keenan won't say that what Ryan Garcia is showing is rented. Pretty sure it's on there. I'm pretty sure he won't say that. Shout out to Money Fee, dropping that $2 super chat. Cash out. He say Coach Love. He say don't mention it. He say don't mention it with these little coins going. Oh, okay, I got you, fam. I got you. hey, bless. I'll go to Ryan Garcia page. And so Ryan Garcia showing off his car or something. He'll say something totally different.
True.
I'm gonna stall him out, Slim. Stall him out. I'm gonna stall him out. You know. Bless him, Lord, bless his little poor heart. Totally missed the moral of the story. Fact of the matter is, this is the fact of the matter. What D Block say? Facts. The fact of the matter is, we be worried about the wrong thing. Nigga, if you at your mama house struggling to rub 2 nickels together, the last thing I should be worried about is what 2 million is. Well, who doing what? Well, he ain't really doing that, but my father doing it. Well, you don't even know the nigga. You don't even know neither one of them.
True.
That's all I'm saying. You know, I ain't got buddy, you know. You ain't, boy, them cows, they hate me, boy. God damn, I can't stand this nigga, boy. This nigga always got something to say, boy. I remember when I was younger, Mom, you know what my mother used to tell me? This is old school. She said, boy, stop giving me word for word. My mom used to tell me I used to give her word for word, right? Stop giving me word for word. I always had something to say. Always. I always had something to say, boy. I be making valid, compelling arguments. My mom used to be like, boy, stop giving me word for word. But it was so funny. It was so funny, man. It was so funny. I'm gonna let y'all hear this. Remember I was telling y'all what Bob Arum said? I want y'all to hear this. This what Don King called him, old Lonesome Bob. This what Don King called Bob Arum, Lonesome Bob, huh? This what Bob Arum say right here. I do not own the rights to this material. It's for education purposes only.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
That's not ready yet to be made. Maybe.
Not a question. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. We're not gamblers. You know, we'll take risks, but we're not gamblers. I mean, to put up tremendous guarantees for that fight, to make a couple of dollars if you're lucky, probably to lose considerable money. Why do it?
That's not ready yet to be made.
So he was asking them about Shakur versus Tank Davis. It was a Shakur Stevenson versus a Tank Davis question, and the reporter asked Bob Arum, "What do you think about making that fight? You know what I mean? Is that fight ready to be made?" And Bob Arum is saying it's not a matter of fact if it's not ready, but he know both of those guys are going to want astronomical guarantees to fight each other. This is what Bob Arum is saying, and this is what.
That's not ready yet to be made. Maybe.
Not a question. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. We're not gamblers. You know, we'll take risks, but we're not gamblers. I mean, to put up tremendous guarantees for that fight, to make a couple of dollars if you're lucky, probably to lose considerable money. Why do it?
No, I want to show you guys something. Where am I going at with this? Oh, I want to show you something. Look who retweeted it. Y'all see this? Look who retweeted it. Let me show you something. Booker Ray Leonard. Booker Ray Leonard say, at some point, y'all going to start listening to what the F I be saying. LOL. And then this is what he said right here. Bob Arum. This is the question. He said, it's not ready to be made. Shakur versus Tank Davis. Bob Arum said, it's not a question of whether it's not ready to be made or not. He said, we are not gamblers to put up tremendous guarantees for that fight to make a couple of dollars. If you're lucky, probably lose considerable money. Why do it? Yeah, you saw that, Bless? This what, so, hey, Bless. Hey, Bless. Hey, Bless. Bless. So when Booker Ray was being interviewed by Brian Custer, this what he was talking about.
And who's the next big star under Mayweather Promotions?
Ooh, we have quite a few young guns, as I say, and I don't want to leave any names out, but we have a great roster of young talent, and we've been very selective about what we're doing, again, because when you have, an abundance of fighters, it's hard to kind of focus on. When a big fight is to be made, it has to make sense for both sides. No promoter or company is going to put their guy in an event with everything to lose and nothing to gain, especially when we talk about this. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
That's what Booker Ray been saying the whole time. And this is why you don't get certain fights. This is why you don't get certain fights. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to Effin. Hey, okay. For dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said Jake Paul said that Tank versus Ryan sold out 800,000 pay-per-view buys. How does he know that information? I have no idea. One thing I do know, Showtime hasn't confirmed anything. That's what we do know. But I have no idea how does he know that information. You know what I mean? I have no way of knowing, to be fair.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
Tell you what it say. He said, why don't people believe people when they tell you the truth? People don't want to hear the truth. People like hearing the well-dressed up lie. If you haven't figured that out by now, Tay, that's what it is. People like being lied to. People don't like to hear the truth. You get what I'm saying? That's how you got the story between the naked truth and the well-dressed up lie. The naked truth is a very, very strong pill to swallow. And when you have the emotions of hate tied into something, or the emotion of love tied into something, then you always going to receive information that confirms your already predisposed dispositions, that confirms what you already want to believe. So when you suffer from a case of confirmation bias, you will only accept and receive information that you already want to believe, especially if it's against a guy you don't like. You get what I'm saying? And vice versa. If it's somebody that you don't like on the flip side, you're only going to accept information that supports what you want to believe. And if somebody that you do like, you're only going to accept information that confirms what you want to believe from a confirmation standpoint, i.e. confirmation bias. When you're dealing with people like that, you're dealing with people who lack critical thinking skills. People who suffer from confirmation bias, they lack critical thinking skills. Do you get what I'm saying? So, in boxing or any sport, it's pretty much any sport, but people, especially in today's times, a lot of people like me, I'm a critical thinker. I don't fit in with the masses of the people. And I'm fine with that. People who lack critical thinking skills, they more than likely, they have a herd mentality and they go along with the crowd, what the crowd says. That's what they do. You get what I'm saying? So the herd mentality is what they go with. You feel me? And you got a motherfucker like me. That's why I say, I come through, I hold the line. And when a motherfucker who lack critical thinking skills and suffer from confirmation bias, when you jam them up and get them and try to get them to explain their position in a non-biased way, this how they try to explain it.
We must internalize the flatulation of the matter by transmitting the effervescence of the Indonesian proximity in order to further segregate, to preclude on the issue of world domination would only circumcise the revelation that reflects the aphrodisiac symptoms which now perpetrates the Jericho's activation.
So that's what you got. That's what you're dealing with. We got two great fighters coming in to fight each other. A lot of the people, I will say this. For you true Vasily Lomachenko fans, this is what I see going on. I'm going to warn you like I warned the Tank Davis fans yesterday. A lot of these guys are very, very fickle. These casuals. They will casually love you today and casually leave you tomorrow. Lomachenko fans today, the ones who are jumped on the bandwagon, they are Ryan Garcia fans yesterday. And the Tank Davis fans, I'm talking about the ones who are really Tank Davis fans, you need to know this. A lot of Ryan Garcia fans who jumped ship on him have become Tank Davis fans and Lomachenko fans.
True.
You know what I mean? They don't like, okay, well, that's what they're going to do. That's what they're doing. That's what you're seeing right now. Fans of this guy have become newly found. They're advocates for Tank Davis and Lomachenko today.
I actually do cuss a little.
Do you?
Also, yeah.
What's your favorite curse word?
Probably fuck.
That's where they're at right now. So if you find yourself in a debate or arguing online, understand what you're dealing with. That, just don't, no. Oh, yeah, I already know. You pretty much know what they say out of their mouth, who they watch, where they come from, and who they like.
True.
So, you know what I mean? You know what they say, you'll find dudes that are your enemies. This is in real life. This is real life. Let's say you got some haters, right? Let's say somebody in the chat, you got some haters. What you'll find is haters recruit other haters that they'll team up with other haters. They'll start recruiting other haters. I can't stand that whole ass nigga. I can't stand Coach Malachi. He's a bitch. I don't really like you like that. But you like Coach Malachi? No, I don't like that whole ass nigga either. Dog, let's team up against that whole ass nigga. So what happened, you'll have, this is what we used to say, you'll have whole niggas recruiting other whole niggas. They team up against you. So the social media has opened that up. I can't stand motherfucking Bless. I can't stand that bitch. I swear to God, I can't stand her, dog. Every time I turn around, this bitch looking good. She looking fine, thick, chunky. She getting money. She got a good job. I can't stand her ass, dog. I can't stand that hoe neither. I swear to God, I can't stand her. She thinks she all that, always getting her nails done, this and that. And what happened? You'll feel a whole bunch of they'll go to group it up against you. You know what I mean? Can't stand that part, nigga. The nigga got fake jury. The jury ain't real. How you know it ain't real? I just know it ain't real. You noticed all of that from your mama's house?
True.
That ain't no real Lambo with suicide doors. That's a Toyota. That ain't no real Lambo with suicide doors, says the guy who doesn't have a car.
True.
Oh, that nigga ain't really eating no 5-star restaurant. He ain't really eating no 5-star restaurant, says the guy who just bought a Happy Meal from McDonald's.
True.
That nigga ain't living in no mansion. That's an Airbnb. He ain't living in no mansion, says the guy who's living with his mama or living with his baby mama in his Section 8 apartment.
True.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. I swear you can't. I'm sitting back like the fuck? You get what I'm saying? That's how I'm sitting back. I'm sitting back like that. They're like, what the fuck this nigga talking about? What about the fight coming up Saturday? That's why I say, hey, bless. That's why I say, boy, hush. Well, you know that I know you be saying, I got that for women. You know the black women that love saying that, boy, hush. boy, boy, man, we got a good fight coming up this weekend. You know, we're gonna do our predictions on Friday. Like, make it make sense, dog. Make it make sense. You get what I'm saying? I be trying to make it make sense, dog. And the more I think about it, the more it give me a headache.
You're begging me not to leave.
I'm just being honest with you. The more I try to think about it, the more it give me a headache. Dr. Umar, talk to the haters.
If I take your woman who never been out the United States a day in her life, if I take your woman who never been out the United States a day in her life, if I take your woman who never been out the United States a day in her life and take her with me, she spent a week in Africa with King Kong Alicious. She's going to spend a week in Africa with King Kong Alicious. Do you think she ever coming back home to you? Let's just be honest. If I take her on a ride with the prince, do you really think she coming back home to you? I'm going to drink to that. Next Negro who hate, I'm going to snatch your chick.
LR9 say, Coach, I got Devin Haney. That's who I have. And I get my breakdown. Why? Who you got? I got Devin Haney. Period. What you say? Bati man, what you say? He said, I need some Uber in my life. The good old Dr. Uber. Dr. Uber. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Lisa, it is what it is. Hey, Lisa, it is what it is. You feel me? True. Hey. To this day. Really though. Hey, check this out. It is what it is, man. You just sit here, you don't know what I'm talking about? And you know, we did it first. And we motivate even the greats.
We did it first, and we motivate even the greats. This is different. You understand? We have Jennifer Lopez, we have Maluma, we have J Balvin, we have, so when I called him up, I was like, yo, what do you think? What do you think, Eddie? If we bring the belts together? And Eddie said, that shit is a good idea. I think the only person that can beat Canelo right now is like maybe 4 years or 5 years from now, my son. You know, like Triple G and Canelo and all these guys, they're bums, bro. They're bums.
But once Teofimo became undisputed, look how many champions we got that's undisputed now.
Jay Washington say, what to say? He said the fix might be in, coach. You know what I mean? We won't know until we see the fight. We won't know until we see the fight. You know what I mean? I just hope the referee is a lot better than the referee that we got against the Ronald Romero fight. I hope the referee is a lot better than the ref we got in that fight. And I hope he just let those guys fight, do their thing, and let the fighters decide. Let Vasily Lomachenko and Devin the Dream Haney decide who wins the fight in the ring. We don't need any extra stuff going on. You know what I mean? That's gonna determine this fight. Let the fighters decide. I'll call it. What's the name? Where you calling from?
What's up, coach? If you never D-Block.
D-Block, talk to me.
You know what I'm doing right now, coach? I'm sitting back, relaxing, hearing the show, hearing everybody argue, everybody contemplate what's going to happen and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
And like you say, coach, the fight is going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. We're going to have 2 masterclass boxers in there showing their skill. And that's what we can't wait to see. You know, I'm going to get my popcorn. I'm going to get my beer. I'm going to chill. And I'm going to invite everybody over. I'm buying this fight, coach. I'm buying this fight. I mean, I got the whole hood coming with me. We're gonna be outside in the backyard. We're gonna cook out. We're gonna make it seem like it's Cinco de Mayo again, coach.
Oh yeah, you doing the fight part over there?
Hell yeah, it's gonna be clean, man.
I'm doing one too.
We're gonna have some good green over here on West Side. Oak Cliff, baby, that's how we do it. We do it the best. We do it the best. But I gotta say, man, for me, the way I see Teofimo and his dad running the game,
it's like they were on top of the game. They were on top. I mean, Teofimo beat Lomachenko. He was the man. I think the ESPN was like salivating because they got a young, gun, hungry guy that just beat their guy. You know, and Bob Arum was probably excited too. Like, yeah, I like. Okay, this is what we want. We groomed him now because you know Bob Arum knows how to groom the young fighters.
Yeah, he's not a Bill fighter. I don't think no one can argue that. He has. I think he's been promoted for 60 years. He know how to build fighters.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that's established.
And then the thing is, I think he got married, and his parents disagreed with his wife, or that they weren't very happy with that either. I think he went through a rough patch, and he went through emotional distress too, just like Charlo. Coach, where do you think everything went wrong, Coach? What's your opinion on that?
Went wrong with what?
Teofimo. Because he was on top of the world.
I think the worst thing the worst thing that happened to Teofimo Lopez was him beating Vasily Lomachenko. And I'm gonna tell you what I think went wrong. Teofimo Lopez believed a lot of the hype that the media. You gotta understand, Vasily Lomachenko is a media darling. He can't do any wrong. In their eyes, they love him. He is their chosen one. I think that those are the facts. From ESPN to they love him to HBO to Showtime to HBO. To ESPN, stuff like that. I think HBO. No, just ESPN. And HBO as well. HBO as well. I think they love him as well, right? So what happened was, Lomachenko, this is around the time he was called No Moschenko. No Moschenko. People was quitting in the ring. He was the Matrix, stuff like that. So the highlight of T. Diddy and Diddy Bop's career, if we beat Vasily Lomachenko, and Bob Arum said that he's the greatest fighter since Ali and Sugar Ray, then and then we become undisputed, because we have a belt where you don't have to fight mandatories, which was the French fries belt that they created out of nowhere. Yeah, so the worst thing that happened to Teofimo Lopez was him beating Vasily Lomachenko.
True.
So that got to his head. And then we did it first, and we motivate even the greats. They showing up at Canelo fighting 2021 with the French fries belt and with the special designation belt, which is the French fries belt, and the other three. Oh, I still got the next sack. And the other three real belts. It went from that to, we motivated Canelo to become undisputed. And then Ellis set back, ever since Teofimo Lopez became undisputed, look how many other fighters are undisputed now. So with that, I think with Ellis set back, juggling their balls in his mouth and then the ESPN and the HBO, they hyped them up. Shout out to Tim, the Timothy Bradleys and the Teddy Atlases and the Max Kellermans, like they, the way they hyped it up, when they beat him, that really got to his head. They got drunk on that. And he felt like that was it. We ain't got nothing else to accomplish anymore. We the takeover. They started believing all the hype and they dropped the ball. And then a guy like George Kambosos, some people say he's a B-class fighter or a C-class fighter. He come to your backyard in New York and knock you off. We got Lumumba, we got J Balvin, we got Jennifer Lopez, we got J Lo. You get what I'm saying? No, we know no one is doing it like this, like how we doing it, and that's what happened.
And I want to give a back shout out to I appreciate everything you gave me right there, information, Coach. I love it. But also I want everybody to know that I think Romero posted on Instagram. They made a small parade, Coach. They made a small parade for the WBA Super Champions. And I think it was in the alley. It was an alley where all the alley cats, and they had homeless people throwing leftover food and shit at them. And he said, "Oh, look at that! They throwing money at me. No, man, you a bum." So I gotta say one thing about that: who is worse right now, Teofimo Lopez or Romero? That's all I gotta say, Coach. D Block, D Town, D City, D.
Shout out to D Block. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean by who is worse. From a skill set standpoint, it's not even close. It's Roland Romero. From an ego standpoint, Teofimo's a good fighter. I still like Teofimo. He was my favorite 135 pounder. I don't know. I mean, I can't say Teo I ain't gonna lie. T.O. still tripping though. T.O. still tripping. As a fighter, it's not even close. Rolly Romero as a fighter is probably one of the worst fighters in boxing. Like, period. Like, if you like, Rolly Romero is probably one of the, and I like Big Rolo, but Rolly Romero by far is probably one of the worst fighters in boxing. Like, hands down. The simple fact that the genius Al Heyman, shout out to my brother, Knockdown 305. Shad, what's going on, fam? The simple fact that Al Heyman made Rolly Romero a guy who has a background in judo. He was a judo wrestler for 8 years. A guy who has a background in judo. And you can tell, because when he lock up with people and throw them down, you can see that. The mere fact that we're saying that he is the WBA champion. You can't make this shit up.
True.
You can't make this up. Wrestling, you know what? I lied to you guys. I told you wrestling has become the new WWE. Now, what I mean by that is the script is already written. Boxing is, the script is already written. That's what's going on. The script is already written, right? But, bruh, let that sink in. Rolly Romero. And that's what's going on. You know what I mean? I'm a star. I'm a star. Like in today's boxing, with these casuals, hey, what'd you say, Jamie? You say Edgar Berlanga is trash? Edgar Berlanga's a hype job too. Edgar Berlanga is a hype job. Absolutely. Absolutely, it's a hype job. It's quite a few of these dudes hype jobs. That's what's going on today, though. We're gonna hype them up. Shout out to Flex BX. We're gonna hype them up. We're gonna hype them up. You know what I mean? Oh man, this dude here, man. Oh boy, there's some shit niggas say, but I just can't even. Oh Lord have mercy, boy. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
How you doing, Coach? It's Nigel from the UK. You all right?
Nigel from the UK. Talk to me.
No, I just want to touch on and elaborate what you're saying about T.O. and what went wrong. I agree with you. It was when he beat Loma. You know, all that shit went through his head.
Yeah.
He believed everything that everyone was saying, and also the fact that he had the outburst as well about top rank, keep all your black fighters. I mean, people need to remember T.O. after he won that title tried to go to Triller. Tried to backdoor Bob, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember that.
And he wouldn't go to Australia for the face combatants, which would have made him a shitload of money. So as soon as I saw that was red flags right there for me. Do you know what I mean? It's like he didn't have the mental strength and the fortitude that Devin Haney has to go abroad twice and fight the man. He didn't do it. So I'm like, that raised eyebrow right there. And another thing as well, I thought about what Bob said about Shakur and Tank fight. I thought Tank was the face of boxing. What do you mean that fight can't be made, man? Seriously, I thought.
Yeah,
then,
see.
You know, Leonard Ellerby, all that, you know what I mean? I thought, you know, I have all that money. You know what I mean? He's a star.
Hey, listen.
After all, you know what I mean?
Nigel, that's where the rubber hits the road. Because if you are the face of boxing, the face of boxing should always be able to cover whatever the guy he's fighting purse. Perfect example was Canelo Alvarez when he fought Caleb Plant. On paper, and I say this on paper. On paper, when I say on paper, I mean the fight purse that was submitted to Las Vegas. Caleb Plant was, and they always submit the fighters guaranteed fight purse to Vegas. Now, what they get on the back end, that's something different. But they submit the guarantees to Vegas. What was always submitted to Caleb Plant was a $750,000 fighter. When he fought Canelo, that guy was able to guarantee that a fighter that was known for getting less than 100, submitted to Vegas at $750,000, not including what he get made on the back end because he wasn't a pay-per-view fighter. His first pay-per-view, he got $10 million guarantee according to what they say. That's what a face of boxing does. If you're not doing, that, that's just the reality of the situation. You can't change.
Exactly. I would have. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Coach. Yeah, I was expecting to see, where the Tank David billboards selling Gatorade, or like, you know what I mean? Where's all the endorsements, man? Where's the Hugo boss?
I'm not,
where's all of that?
I mean,
yeah.
I'm not tripping on the endorsements and stuff. Me as a boxing fan, I just want to see the fights. To be honest with you.
I know. But
I get what you're saying. You're saying for the people who like to make that argument, which has nothing to do with boxing, like you really, really got to analyze that. And when you break it down, there is no argument. This is for those who like to be online making that argument. There is no argument. There is none.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna let you wrap it up, Nigel. I'm gonna let you wrap it up. Go ahead.
No. That's exactly my point. That's why I said it, man. It's like you said, they lack critical thinking skills, man. They take the narrative of someone else, and you know what I mean. They can't digest it. They can't dismantle it and break it down. You know. But anyway, man. Great fight, great weekend of fights coming up. I mean, Kate Taylor against Cameron in Dublin. That's going to be huge business, man.
Kate Taylor, that's our undisputed.
Yeah, man, undisputed. Yeah, can't wait. It's going to be an excellent fight. But Haney versus Loma, that's the one I wanted to see for a very long time. Man, I can't wait for that fight.
All right, but shout out to Nigel from the UK, man.
Whoever wins.
Go ahead.
No worries, man. I just want to say, whoever wins that fight, boxing wins, man. Both of them are acting like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like elite fighters. That's what you want to see.
All right, shout out to Nigel from the UK. Salute, fam. You're right. Boxing wins. That's right. So I like, again, and I say this all the time, the issue is this. You have a lot of these guys, I get it. You love your fighter. You live your life vicariously through your fighter. But some of the arguments that you make, non-boxing, you make boxing arguments, and you use non-boxing talking points to make boxing arguments. My question is, how can you make boxing arguments and use non-boxing talking points? You can't have a boxing argument and use non-boxing talking points. If you're telling me, well, my fighter's a cash cow, what does that have to do with boxing? What does that have to do with the fight, sir? If you're telling me my fighter got a baby mama that's bow-legged, his baby mama more pretty than your baby mama. Sir, what does that have to do with, some of you dudes, and again, I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but this is some of you guys.
After my God, I respected you. I respect you. After my God. I respect you. After my God. Give him after my God.
You second to God, champ.
No. I didn't listen. I respect him. I'm sorry. I respect him.
Come on for the nigga pass out. Take the picture before you pass out.
Yeah, get him before he pass out.
Yeah.
Hold him up.
Yo, we gotta take this guy everywhere. Yeah. Yo, champ.
He needs air.
You need air.
He needs air. Take the picture. Take the picture before you face the picture.
That's my hero, right? That's my hero. One more.
It takes a lot to do. All right, why are you pushing?
Don't worry about it. Come on, I got you, all right?
That's some of these dudes, boy. I'm like, and they doing it from their mama's house. Can't make this shit up. Call him, what's your name when you call him from?
Martin from Oakland.
Martin from Oakland, talk to me.
Yeah, earlier somebody brought up the whole, Showtime not revealing the numbers for the Tank Davis Ryan fight.
I brought that up,
and I think the reason is because of how bad the zone dropped the ball. Because I used to be logged into like 6-7 devices at home on the zone. Had to log off of all of them. Try to jump on the zone in my bedroom. Couldn't even do it. Just telling me I'm logged on to too many devices. And I think they got to give us a gang of refunds. So that's going to throw off all the overall pay-per-view numbers. Otherwise, I think these fools would be, feeling themselves because of how good the fight did. And I think that ultimately is going to kill the zone, at least in America, because I'm not going through that bullshit again. And if I'm Devin Haney and I'm a free agent, I don't know if I want to go to the zone and deal with them when it comes to pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Because you could only fuck over, customer one time, and after that, leave a sour taste in their mouth. They ain't fucking with you.
Yeah, I think, like me personally, and again, I only care about seeing the fights, but I think that it'd be a good move if Devin Haney were to stay with Top Rank, because Top Rank has the fighters. So the fighters that Devin Haney want to fight, Top Rank have them at 140. And I think that Top Rank, maybe they'll be willing to make the fights with other promotional companies, depending on if it make business sense. So I don't know, but at the end of the day, he got to make the best decision for himself. But I got you on that. DAZN left a bad taste in people's mouth, and a lot of people feel that that's what affected Canelo Alvarez's pay-per-view numbers, because DAZN hasn't released from my understanding, they haven't released the Canelo Alvarez pay-per-view numbers. They released them last year when he fought Triple G and all that stuff that they released it when he fought Triple G, but they haven't released those numbers. So that tell me that they probably took a bloodbath with that pay-per-view with John Ryder. Nobody was interested.
And that's the cold part, Coach. It wasn't an issue with the Bivol fight. It wasn't an issue with the Triple G fight. But all of a sudden, he fights Ryder, and now it's a problem.
Yeah. Pretty much. Shout out to Mark from Oakland,
that's
man.
all I got, Coach.
Salute, fam. Yeah, you get what I'm saying, though? Like, yeah, you get what I'm saying? So, like, see, this is a different era we living in. Lisa, you know what I'm talking about. Back when I was growing up, dog, like, my generation, like, we had to get out the house. When we turned 18 years old, you're going to be, as a matter of fact, if you was a teenager and you got a job, you're going to help pay those bills in the house or the apartment, wherever you were living at, right? Carla, what's your name? You calling from?
Martin from Jersey, once again.
Martin from Jersey 2 times.
I want to have an opinion about that script, the WWE script that they're writing over there in the PVC. It's not a new thing with those guys. Like last Saturday, that was a good script that they wrote right there, because Roddy Romero didn't land one punch and they stopped the fight. He was pushing him. The knockdown was a judo throw. Like when he was going down, Roddy just straight pushed him down and he fell. And they counted it as a knockdown. But they've been writing the script for a while. Remember Wilder and his trainer when they fought? The Earl Spence, the moment when Ugas hurt him, Ugas stopped throwing punches. So I don't know. It's like quite a few suspect moments that's been happening down there. So, yeah.
All right. Shout out to Mark. Shout out to Mark from Jersey, man. Salute, fam. So, I think I was telling you guys yesterday, my first job I had at 13 years old, minimum wage in 1987 was $3.35. And I remember, like, when I was in school, they had a bunch of programs. They had wood shop, we had engineering, we had social studies, we had work release? We had work release. Not work release like when you go to prison and go to jail and go to work release. We had a work release program to where, you went to school part of the day and then you can go to the job. You can go work at McDonald's or something, right? They had a work release program in the school I went to, right? They got rid of all of those programs now today. And, when you started making money, your parents stopped giving you money, and you make enough money to take care of yourself. And then once you turn 18, if you're going to stay in your mom's house or your dad's house, you're going to have to contribute to pay the bills. That's the era I came up in, right? I'm going somewhere with this. Shout out to let's get to the marks. For dropping that half of bam dub on your boy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said, I don't think Loma is a great lightweight, but he doesn't get the credit for the victories at the lesser glamorous divisions. Gary Russell, Rigondeaux, Mariaga, Sosa, Nicholas Walters. It's a good resume. Okay. I mean, it ain't nothing wrong with that, fam. Ain't nothing wrong with nobody's opinion. I got you.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
Shout out to Ron for dropping that $2 super sticker, man. Salute to you, fam. So, I came up in the era when you turned 18, you moved out the house. That's the era I came up in. And if you stayed home, you had to help take care of the bills. I came up in the era where the men, the young boys, the teenagers and the girls and boys, they look forward to moving out your mother's house because when you became a teenager, you wanted to do what you want to do, go outside, hang out, and come home when you wanted to come home. So you look forward to moving out. Now, there was some bums.
But this bum is taking the easy matches, fighting other bums.
There was some bums that came up with me when I was growing up. There was some bums that came up with me when I was growing up. I'm not talking about people who live with their parents today who help take care of their parents. I'm not talking about that because you didn't help take care of your parents. But I'm just saying, I'm talking about from a youth standpoint. The youth, there was a different mentality. Again, I'm not saying everybody, but there was a different mentality. Back when dudes hustle so dope, dudes so dope to survive, stuff like that. You didn't really see like even back then with rap music, there was some negative stuff out there, but the rappers rapped about what was going on in the street. They literally wasn't trying to be gangsters in the street and stuff like that. They just rapped about it. The Ice Cubes, the NWA, stuff like that. They wasn't really doing that stuff in the street. The Spice Ones, yada, yada, yada. Some of them did come from the street. Now you have people who rap, sing, whatever the case may be, and didn't want to be part of the Bloods and Crips, who wasn't even a part of it. It was just a different era. And again, caller, hold on. Again, we did have people who were bums and stuff like that. That was around, but it seemed like in today's time, there are more bums today. You get what I'm saying? It was just a different mindset and mentality. I sit back and look, I'm like, damn, I remember people took pride in taking care of yourself. Now these be the guys that you're arguing with online. Just want to throw that out there. These are the guys you're arguing with online, like literally. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
What's going on, baby coach? You already know it's T Skills Jersey.
T Skills Jersey, talk to me.
What's going on, man? Hey, first I wanna say something about did you see the latest pit bull fight?
Which one was that?
So
you mean his last fight? Esau Cruz?
His last fight.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
He not to do that, yeah.
Yeah. So can we start giving him a little bit more, give and take a little bit more credit for what he did to Esau? Because Esau is he's a little buzzsaw, man. I don't see a lot of lightweights getting away from him and being able to stop his assault.
No, Esau Cruz fought for the bum. The dude he fought was trash, straight garbage can Dan. So I can't sit back and say, who you fight matters.
Dude was making a little name for himself. I forgot his name, but he was coming up.
Yeah,
he was talking. He had some good fights.
Yeah, I just disagree.
You disagree?
Yeah, I just disagree with you on that. That's all. We're not going to agree on that.
So you thought he was straight garbage?
We're not going to agree on that. He was straight trash.
I don't know. All right, because I don't know if I got him mixed up with somebody else. So I'm gonna give you that for right now. But if I thought he was this dude that I was watching, and that was doing pretty good coming up, being a nice prospect coming up. I thought that was the same guy. So maybe I might be wrong.
Esau Cruz fought a dude by the name of Eduardo Ramirez. This the guy you talking about?
Oh, then that must not be the fight then. That's who he fought his last fight?
That's his last fight he fought.
Oh man, then I'm in the clouds. I done smoked too much reefer. Man, my bad. I must have been watching one of his old fights, or he just beat up one of this dude. I thought that I seen this guy. I don't know.
All right,
I'm
but
gonna forget all that.
shout out to T Skills, man. Salute to you, fam. Jersey, stand up. Shout out to boss, Brejo. Okay. Dropping that half for bam, dub on your boy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said, love the channel, man. Keep it real. Yes, sir. I plan on it, fam.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
Yeah, Esau Cruz ain't fight. You know what I mean? His toughest fight was Tank. That's it. He ain't doing nothing but fighting bombs.
But this bum is taking the easy matches, fighting other bums.
Ducking. He's gonna be famously known for ducking smoke against Shakur Stevenson after he was mandated at the WBC convention to fight the guy. He said he won't none of that. So I don't think highly of Esau Cruz at all. Those are the facts. You know what I'm saying? His claim to fame was losing a 12-round decision to Tank Davis. Some people felt like he won. Some people felt like he lost. But either way it go, that's his claim to fame. You get what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But yeah, so it's just a different mentality. Like when I was growing up, we took pride in, being independent, doing our own thing. And I remember I got my first furniture. I got my furniture from was it Rent-A-Center? No, not Rent-A-Center. Aaron's. I got my first furniture from Aaron's Furniture. You get what I'm saying? I bought it and paid for it cash. I was in the street doing my thing. And and you get what I'm saying? And got my own car. Now, a lot of times, I came up in the era where you had to put everything in your mama name. You guys remember the song Big Timers? Gator boots with the pimp dog Gucci shoes. Ain't got no job, but I stay sharp. Got everything in my mama name. Y'all remember that there? That's when you had to put everything in your mama name because you ain't have no credit being 18, 19, 20 years old. You didn't have any established credit. So we didn't know how to build credit back then. So if you don't have any established credit, you either pay for it cash. A lot of the dope boys pay for it cash. We either pay for it cash, or if you couldn't afford to pay for it all cash, you had to put a down payment on it, on a car and rent it on a car. And guess what? It had to be in your mama name. And if it wasn't in your mama name, you put it in your baby mama name. It's your car, you hood rich, but it's in your mama and your baby mama name because you ain't got no credit. True. That's the era I came up in as a teenager. You get what I'm saying? We wasn't a burden to our mama. We helped our mamas. Well, at least some of them. Not all. Shout out to the Duchess of Wisdom. What's going on, sis? If you my age or a little younger, you understand where I'm coming from. True. If you're my age or a little younger or even older, you know where I'm coming from. So I'm saying all that to say this. You have to understand what you're dealing with online. You're dealing with guys who they still living with their mamas. And they in their 30s. And late 20s. These are the guys, I'm just being honest with you. This is what you're dealing with. So, I say all that to say this. And this ain't no shade to those guys. But, like the brother said, we should be happy that we have a good fight coming up between Devin the Dream Haney, 24 years old, undisputed lightweight champion of the world in the 4-belt era, which is extremely hard to do. And Bill Lomachenko, 3-division world champion, amateur record. They say he's the best amateur, the best fighter that came out of the amateurs. He had a 396-1 record. We're getting a good fight this weekend. Both of these guys are the real deal. And when it comes to this fight, you have to look at it from an objective standpoint because both of these guys bring something to the table. Both of these guys have very, very good high IQ, ring IQ, and very good skill sets. I've been waiting on this fight for a minute. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Coach, what's going on, man? It's Christino Light Prayers on the run.
Christino, talk to me. Last call.
I wanted to speak on what you was talking about like this generation and like how they are as a fans and shit.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that got to do with because they basically, you talking about like casual fans who be put up, you know what the hell they talking about, basically, right?
I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying, like, it's a different generation of sports fans in boxing, and a lot of these casuals, I'm saying, a lot of the dudes that be arguing about my fighter the A side, my fighter got this, 60-40, 70-30, 80-20. Keena said that Devin Haney, we got to test that jury. He probably got that jury on layaway. Like a lot of these guys, they say a lot of stuff about these fighters' pockets, and they make strawman arguments for their favorite fighter who they never met, I've never seen personally, and you brag and happy about this fighter's perceived financial success while ignoring the fact that, dude, you literally living with your mama and your baby mama. You ain't got a goddamn thing. So why are you so happy and discrediting a millionaire that you don't think his jury is real while bigging up another millionaire while you saying, well, he got commercial endorsements and this, while ignoring this, while at the same time ignoring the fact that your financial situation is in perils and you living with your mama and your baby mama and you broke and you shoot better than a broke dick dog.
True. All right, so what I want to say on that is like, it's basically because of basically the way our media is set up for this sport. It's all on YouTube, and you don't need no resume to start no YouTube channel and just start talking out your ass about boxing. You know what I'm saying? You could be like, a lot of these boxing news channels are they just really just some fans that got a camera and a computer and they just talking, and then now they got all these people, they influencing all these people to think like they think, and they thinking they get some official boxing news, but these niggas ain't even really analysts. You know what I'm saying? Like before the internet, before YouTube and shit, like you are one that I watch you because you a real analyst. You know what I'm saying? You ain't biased. You straight out of the middle. You know what I'm saying? So like before the internet, it's like when you turn on ESPN, that's where you're gonna get your news. And you gotta apply for that job. You gotta be good at that shit. You know what I'm saying? But you don't gotta be good at being an analyst to have a YouTube channel and talk about boxing. And when you get on YouTube and like you starting to look at these videos as a casual fan, you might start tuning into a channel that they don't even know what the hell they talking about. And now they got you thinking like they thinking and shit, but it's basically like it's too many people reporting on boxing who don't know what the fuck they talk about, and YouTube made that possible. So it's like it's a blessing and a curse, because you know what I'm saying, you gotta have YouTube, because like we won't get boxing news anyway. Like they don't put boxing news on TV anyway. So it's like shit. YouTube is necessary, but you got to be careful which channel you watch, because sometimes they ain't no different than a fan. They're not really professional at what they doing. They just got a YouTube channel, so you got to be careful. Make sure that whatever YouTube channel you get your news from is not biased.
All right, shout out to Casino Life Prayer Salute. Track man, what's going on, fam? Track man, what's going on, fam? Shout out to Nosa. Okay. Dropping that quarter over. Bam, dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
What did say, fam? You say there's a blueprint to beat Loma. There's no blueprint to beat Devin. You know what? And you know what? That is the truth. Until a fighter loses, there's not a blueprint to beat him yet. You get what I'm saying? Until a fighter loses. And Floyd Mayweather used to say that all the time. Floyd Mayweather used to be like, there's a blueprint how to beat you. You lost already. I ain't never lost. That's not a blueprint to beat me. I have a perfect record. Floyd Mayweather, that's all he bragged about. I have a perfect record.
From the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
I have a perfect record. You get what I'm saying? So, until somebody loses, there's no blueprint to beat them. I mean, somebody might think they have a blueprint, but that person actually has to lose first. When they get beat, then you can sit back and say, all right, well, we know that's a blueprint to beat you. Now that doesn't mean that fighter is a flawless fighter. The one who hasn't had a loss yet. And just because a fighter has a loss doesn't mean he's a bad fighter. Hell, some of the greatest fighters of all time had losses. Any sport that you're going to compete in, you're going to get some losses, unless you have a perfect record. Anytime you take a chance, when you're fighting a high-level competition, anytime you take a chance, you're risking getting that loss. But that's what it's all about. Because at the end of the day, the best fighter, the hungriest dog, is going to get the steak at the end of the day. The best fighter is always going to be the one that win on that day. And sometimes the best fighter don't always win. He just got to be the best fighter that day. Perfect example, Teofimo Lopez lost to George Kambosos. There's not a doubt in my mind that Teofimo Lopez had beat George Kambosos 10 times out of 10, 7 days a week and twice on Sundays. You know what I mean? But that day, Teofimo Lopez got them paws put on him. He wasn't the best fighter that day. You get what I'm saying? He wasn't the best fighter that day. So, I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. And this is why we say in boxing, who you fight matters. This ain't about the cherry picking and saying you're the greatest and all that stuff there, and you don't have to prove it. You know, you got rules for one fighter that you don't like, but you got a different standard. But you got a different standard for the fighter that you do like. That's why it's important for you to have a boxing criteria. You get what I'm saying? So I'm saying all that to say this. I'm saying this segment of the show, this is for the hardcore boxing fans who often get frustrated when sometimes you get into these debates and arguments in the street or online. You got to understand what you're dealing with. So when you understand what you're dealing with, then you disengage. You don't even engage. You don't even engage them. You know what I mean? Because, there's nothing to engage because you got to understand what you're dealing with from a mentality standpoint. And that's where I'm at with it. That's why I don't argue. I'm like Plies. Remember Plies? You want to argue. I can't argue with you. You mad. I can't argue with you. No, I can't argue with you, fam. And you got some people that they like to argue. They want to argue for the sake of argument. Some people just are professional arguers. They like to argue. No matter how dumb it may sound, they just like to hear themselves talk, and they like to argue. And no matter how bad they're being bludgeoned or destroyed, they just like to they're like a run-on sentence. They just keep going on and on and on. I ain't finna be arguing with no cows, especially about a sport you know nothing about. What am I arguing with you about that for? Yeah, whatever you say. What you got to say about that? I ain't got nothing to say. That's your opinion? Yeah, that's my opinion. Okay, cool. That's your opinion. Ain't nothing wrong with that. True. I'm arguing with you. Now, I want to argue. Sir, I am not going to tongue wrestle with you. I do not have a WWE championship belt in tongue wrestling. Especially from a young whippersnapper who don't know his own piss from a cup of coffee.
Man, who this little young whippersnapper running all up into my combo? Look at you. You're all wet behind your ears. Breath smelling like Similac. Man, you better go on home before you get your little thick ass tossed up.
So for all the dudes, you know what I mean? My part of the A side, this and that. He got more negotiating power. When he come to the table, you got to negotiate depending on what he wants.
Who he is, DJ Quick? No, I ain't saying Kick and free? I didn't say that. Oh, you must be Jimmy Walker. Blue, you ain't nothing. You don't deserve nothing. You don't get nothing. You get what I give you. I got a contract between me and you that say you do what I tell you to do. Therefore, shut up. Don't say nothing. Don't speak to me. Don't look at me. I tell you something. Money, I just said. Blue, if I raise up, gonna be trouble. Trouble. I'm walking off.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, my nigga, if you took that same energy, like these some of the same niggas be sending gun emojis, threatening niggas. Like, dude, I would just want to know how you gonna pull that off? You need resources to be able to do what you said you're gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna come to the fight, I'm gonna do A, B, C, and D. How you gonna do all that from your mama's house? So let me get this straight. You're gonna spend money, get on a plane, fly to a fight where it's gonna be thousands of people at just to find me or find whoever you don't like to do what again? That's how you know you're dealing with children. That's how you know you're dealing with children online. We gotta give them some love.
Make it last forever. Don't let
That's why when they bring their ass over here, this is what I tell them.
Don't ever come by here. Okay?
That's why we do this for the hood.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all. I did this for the hood. Y'all know I beat that boy.
Some of these niggas, I just gotta stall them out and just plead the fifth.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anything you say, 5. Go ahead, ask me a question. Did you? 5.
It is what it is, man. You ain't gotta like it, but you better respect it.
Nigga, when my name come up, respect it. Let's go. Stop playing with my fucking name. All three of y'all, stop playing with my name. I ain't gonna say it no more. Put some respect on my name.
And you know, and right after that fight, we got Katie Taylor, Chantel Cameron fighting. We have and then Teofimo Lopez and Josh Taylor. I like Josh Taylor in that fight myself. All praise is due to the Most High, the most exalted, the most honorable, the most important human being on the planet Earth, according to a lot of these PBC worshipers, Mr. Al.
Well, you know, I guess I gotta be like everybody else and sing Al Heyman. I can quit my job now, baby. 6 figures, baby. You feel me? I'm about to
But a name. Do you have a name?
Oh, nah, I ain't got no name, you know.
Name them names, man.
They know who they is.
Name them names, please. The names need to be named.
They know who they is.
The Mexican monster.
You got to name the names. And shout out to all of the tenderonis that's in the chat. Shout out to all the tenderonis in the chat. And for anybody, you will be able to call tomorrow. This is, the phone lines are closed. You will be able to call tomorrow. We'll say that. But if you want to call, threaten the old boy, talk some shit, guess what? I'll be waiting on that call, okay?
You want to talk some shit? Call me. Start some shit, bitch.
Sup, fool? You gonna talk shit about me, homie? Where you from?
Hundreds of niggas is waiting for your motherfucking call, and they all talking shit about you right now.
Call the coach at 530-494-9636. We waiting on your bitch ass. Just call the coach, man. You'll be able to call in to drop the addies, the I got shooters, you know what I mean? You better not show up to the fight, you know what I mean? You need to be worried about third leg Tyrone. You need to worry about me. You need to worry about third leg Tyrone. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Get out my face. Don't need nothing you got no more. Don't need no hair's been messing up my corner. And you better get that bad look off your face before I knock it off.
You know what I mean? We even received threats from women beaters.
Beat up that woman beater. The one that beat up his wife, man. His wife in front of his kids. You guys like that? Like this guy, woman beater? He must have learned that from his dad. Woman beater, baby. We're going to beat that woman beater.
You know what I mean? It is what it is, man. Sometimes, us old school cats who got to hold the line, we got to come together and collectivize.
I run every kind of bitch, every kind of place, and I know one thing. When it comes down on you, you either collectivize or you run like a solitary rat.
When they come over here, I burn their ears up. I drive them crazy. There's a dude right now in the same, he's in his 20s, damn near 30s, probably in his 30s, living with his mama in the same room he lived in when he was a teenager. He's still living in there right now, 25, 26 years old. Ain't left the house yet, mad, angry, sending gun emojis all over the internet, and he's at home right now mad every time I drop these truth bombs. Right now, that's who you arguing with online. So take that into consideration. When you're online, take that into consideration, man. And shout out to doggone Booger Ray and Eddie, the Hitman. Hurt.
Sunshine when tanks gone.
I'll smack the shit out of you in front of everybody.
Only dark times for you.
I mean, just throw Haney's name in the hat. There is no fucking hat.
Ain't no sunshine when tanks gone.
I don't play them type of games.
Leonard L.B. Why you always talking about me?
Didn't you fucking learn your lesson from that? With AJ?
Ain't no sunshine when tanks gone.
I'll knock that motherfucking hole out. Period.
Only dark times for you.
There ain't no hats to throw nothing in here. We're running a fucking business.
Ain't no sunshine when tanks gone.
You fucking idiot.
Leonard L.B. Why you always talking about
I'm just saying, man, I got to call it the way I see it, man. Shout out to all of the Tenderonis, man. Peace to the Tenderonis, man. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Peace to the Tenderoni. Peace to all the Tenderonis. Some of you guys, man, y'all need to focus on getting your game up, getting you some women, because Dr. Umar Johnson talking about taking your chick. Dr. Umar Johnson talking about taking your chick, man. Y'all got to be bringing something to the table, because dude be like, yeah, man, y'all got to get you some game, man. Try to get you some money, get your hustle on, man. You know what I mean? Stop pocket watching. Worried about which fighter got how much money when you in financial perils. I'm gonna say a prayer for y'all.
And I want you to hold on to God's unchanging hand, because He helped Joshua fight the battle of Jericho. Yes, He helped Daniel get out the lion's den. He helped Gilligan get off the island. Lord.
Sometimes I do feel helpless. I feel like there's nothing that I can do.
There's nothing that I can do. Sorry, I moved my camera. There's nothing that I can do other than just be patient, let these boys keep talking that smack, and me be who I am. Damn, phone number falling. I mean, my bad. Look.
Yeah, man, now, it is what it is, man. Once again, it's all about Coach Malachi Williams signing out. 2 minutes today, USA Boxing. This is Bill Haney Lomachenko and Devin Haney week. The Devin Haney fans say they got it in the bag. My sister Bless 365, she said we got it in the bag. We finna go ahead and put this boy into retirement. This here is for the Loma. I ain't got no Ukrainian music. But this is for the Devin Haney fans. The Devin Haney fans say we got it in the bag. We got it on lock. It is what it is. And they're in Vegas right now. The Devin Haney fans, they're in Vegas right now. The town, Oak Town, they celebrate right now. Yeah, we got this in the bag, dog. We ought to know what time it is, SA. It is what it is. I see you guys tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We got to give everybody a shout out who called the show. Shout out to Coach Eddie from the ATL. Shout out to Jerron from New York. Shout out to D-Block from Dallas, Texas 2 times. Shout out to Raphael from New York. Shout out to Curtis from Long Beach. Shout out to Jamie from New York. New York represented today. Shout out to Rico from Louisiana. Shout out to Martin from Oakland 2 times. Shout out to Willie Cole from Houston. Shout out to Phil on the 2 from Duval. Shout out to Martin from Jersey 2 times. Shout out to T Skills from Jersey. And shout out to Casino Light Press from the ATL 2 times. Once again, this is that boy Coach Malachi Williams signing out. See you guys tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You know my motto. Don't meet me there, beat me there. Peace.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.